to open my eyes and get a touch of that reality. Don't want another surprise. I'd rather want you to just let me be. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? Misguided. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, 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 oh. What do I know?
Fans, please welcome to the ice Rangers legend number 9, Adam Graves, along with Judy Gilbert.
To present the Mr. Ranger Award, Rod's wife, Judy.
I think Rod's favorite saying, can you hear me, was shoot the puck, score the goal. And he would have had a tough time scoring against this New York Ranger. I'm happy to say the recipient, actually I'm very happy to say, the recipient of this year's Rod Gilbert Mr. Ranger Award is a true champion on and off the ice. And tonight, he finally gets to score. Congratulations, Jonathan Quick.
Of the Rod Gilbert Mr. Ranger Award.
Well, that's pretty good stuff. I mean, and again, where she was going, I thought it was going the other guy, you know. But this is a wonderful recognition in a not so subtle way of what Jonathan Quick has meant in his short time here. You know, and we talk an awful lot about champions. And champions are that way for a lot of different reasons, right? And let alone the ability. And I just think that's a wonderful observation on who Jonathan Quick, the kid from Connecticut, has become as a New York Ranger.
Grew up a big Ranger fan. I know you were well aware of his hockey exploits as a teenager.
Yeah.
Your sons played against him.
Yeah, sure did.
One of them scored a big goal against him.
He did. My son Danny, who I thought scored on an end-to-end rush against him, top shelf, claims that he fired it in from center ice and it went off 3 stick skates and beat Jonathan Quick. But in the meantime, John Brancy and the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, John Brancy.
Rangers and Lightning here at the Garden. Time for tonight's officiating crew, brought to you by London Jewelers, Chris Rooney, Pierre Lambert. The referees, the linesmen Devin Berg and Dan Kelly. Officiating crew brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills.
Well, when it's game time, yes, 'tis Tully time. The opening puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action.
Rangers in their traditional blue jerseys, Lightning in their white jerseys with blue trim, blue pants, blue numerals. Andrei Vasilevsky to our left, Igor Shesterkin to our right. Vincent Trocheck and Anthony Cirelli on the opening faceoff underway from the Garden. Rangers control. Panarin back in his own zone. Cross ice, Adam Fox up the boards, picked off at center by McDonough. Into the Ranger zone, looking for Hagel. Near side, Paul shoots. Shesterkin got a piece of it, loose in front, and the Rangers jump on the puck. Cleared to center, and now Cirelli sweeps it to the boards. Trocheck moves it in deep. McDonough back on it for the Tampa Bay Lightning as both teams make changes.
And again, Tampa, by and large, is going to have a lot of bodies coming to the net. You know, their elite line has skills in all 3 positions. The Rangers have to pay attention in all areas of the ice here tonight.
Gonzalez shoots in. Schneider paired with Vakanainen. Braden Schneider carries out for the Rangers. Pass up the right side to Vanacek. And across the line, shoots. Pad save, Vasilevsky. P.T. Miller sends the puck back around. Schneider steps up. Back the other way. Miller waiting. Miller out to the point. Shot by Vakanainen, misses the net. Comes to Cooley. Out in front. Could not connect with a teammate. Puck played at center by Vakanainen as the Lightning go for another change. Just over a minute gone by in the opening period from Madison Square Garden. Braden Schneider with the puck. Cross ice. Vakanainen. Now Panarin. Pass broken up. Deflects deep into the Tampa Bay zone. Lafreniere winds it around. And now the Lightning clear the puck out.
Zach Jones back in the lineup as Keandre Millers is scratched due to illness.
Jones with the puck back in the Ranger zone. Flipping it ahead. Lafreniere. Now Panarin. Panarin cross ice. Borgen shoots in. Puck behind the net. And now Braden Point on it for Tampa Bay. Dropping it back off. Now Perbix on the right for Kucherov. Second in the league in scoring. Nikita Kucherov with 112 points. Puck down low. Point sends it back out to Hedman at the left point. Right side Perbix. Now onto the stick of Kucherov, who shoots from the right circle. And that's blockered aside by Shesterkin. Gabe Perreault shoots in, playing in his third game with the Rangers. Perbix hit by Perreault. Now Hedman jumps on the loose puck. Slides it over to Gergensons. And he moves it into the Ranger zone. Glendening on it for Tampa Bay. Centering pass broken up. Now Brodzinski over for the Rangers. Up the right side. Offman sends the puck back. Soucy over to play it. Now Brodzinski. Cross-ice pass. Fox up the left side for Offman. Into the Tampa Bay zone. Offman backhands the puck around. Brodzinski sends it into the corner. Rempe back out to the point. Fox leaving it for Offman. Offman shoots. That's blocked by Glendening. And then set off the post by Offman from the far side. Rempe with a big hit on Gergensons. Offman comes in as well. Rempe with the puck. Shoots. Stick save by Vasilevsky. Now Soucy with a drive. Another save by Vasilevsky, and the Lightning clear.
Yeah, good energy from Offman and Rempe. The Rangers line's a little bit different than what they looked like they were going to be. Brodzinski in the middle with Offman and Rempe.
Zibanejad was out on the right side with Cooley and Miller. Puck comes out to the right point. Schneider, shot kicked out by Vasilevsky. Cirelli had it taken away. Panarin on it for the Rangers. Panarin leaving it for Trocheck. Top of the left circle. Trocheck backs it up. Sends in deep. McDonough plays the puck for Tampa Bay. Up the boards. And now it's carried out by Paul for Hagel. The return to Paul. Now Hagel on the right side. Back in front for Paul. Deflects it wide. Hagel to the puck. Looks to center. Broken up. Cirelli with it. Moves it back out. Lightning work the puck around. Hagel to the far circle. Now McDonough moving in from the left point. Towards the net. Hagel was tied up by Vakanainen. And the Rangers come away with the puck and clear. Knocked out of the air. And now sent ahead for Kreider. He's bumped by Moser. Moser with the puck for Tampa Bay. Reversing it back around. JT Miller next one on it. Deflected away from him. Kucherov with 4.5 gone in the first period carries out. Kucherov pass to the right wing for Point. Point looks for the return pass. Shesterkin got the stick on it. And JT Miller clears the zone.
Well, it's interesting, Perreault out with Miller and all kinds of different combinations going on here.
Puck carried across by Perbix. Perbix sends in behind the Ranger net. Puck in the far corner. Gensel back out to the left point. Sent back in deep by Littleberg. Gensel tied up by Jones. Works the puck back around. Perbix waiting at the right point. In behind the net off the stick of Gensel. Gensel chases down. Leaves it along the boards. Puck now comes out of the zone and the Lightning must reset. Perbix shoots back in. Zibanejad lost it, then regains.
Yeah, it's a good play by Jones, an alert play by Jones. This puck goes off as Zibanejad's stick, and Jones is there to protect the puck.
Now Borgen shoots in. Hedman behind the net. Gave it away to Brodzinski. Centering pass off the side of the cage. Johnny Gord back to control for Tampa Bay. Radish picked off by Offman. Nice move. Offman walks in and shoots just wide. And then Rempe sends it through the crease. Kept alive by Fox. Cross ice. Deflects away from Rempe. And the Lightning will clear the zone.
All right, really good chance by Rempe once again. Good pass from Fox. Rempe driving the net.
Fox deep in his own end. Across for Soucy. Soucy starts ahead with it. Hits the red line and shoots in. Puck played by Gergensons deep in his own zone. Now Hedman behind the net. Shots are 4-1 in favor of the Rangers. Here's Paul through center. Into the Ranger zone. Pass on the left for Gergensons. Held up by Schneider. Battle for the puck. Carrick out with Perreault and Kreider. Carrick flips the puck in. Kreider chasing. Tied up by Littleberg. Gergensons there as well. Gave it away to Carrick. Now Kreider comes in. Glendening winds up with the puck. And the Lightning clear the zone. High in the air. Knocked down by Vakanainen in the Ranger end. We played 7 minutes. No score. Rangers and Lightning. They will meet again in the final game of the regular season here next week.
Yeah, no score, no whistles either.
Snyder shoots in. McDonough back on it. You're right. We've only had the one faceoff.
Right.
Puck held in at the line by Lafreniere. Then deflected out and played back in the Rangers zone by Fox. Ahead for Lafreniere. Sending it back. And now Jones through the neutral zone. Sends it on his right. Borgen shoots in. Vasilevsky stops it behind the net. Loose puck. Rangers keep it alive. Then it's taken away from Panarin by Chernak. Cirelli winds it around. Comes to Borgen. He shoots, stick save, and then a chance for Panarin, missed the net high. They have deflected off the crossbar. Now the net's off. Officials don't notice it, and now they do. Blow the play dead as the net came off behind Vasilevsky. So we will take our first break with 12:10 remaining in period one from Madison Square Garden. You're listening to Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
March Madness concludes tonight. Sirius XM College Sports Radio 84 with a preview of the Houston Cougars battling the Florida Gators. Then the play-by-play of the championship game at 8:50 Eastern. Houston versus Florida is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blueshirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the Birds! Oh, Malik went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it. In the game they're calling the Winter Classic. Penguins win! Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Rangers Hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
Face off to the left of the busier goaltender so far in the first 7 minutes and 50 seconds, and that would be Vasilevsky, the netminder for the Tampa Bay Lightning, who's faced 5 of the first six shots of the hockey game. Rangers put with pretty good speed, mixing some bodies up front. Now we've got Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere. Rempe in the lineup, so Brett Berard a healthy scratch. From a Rangers standpoint, the Tampa Bay Lightning going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, which really has been a John Cooper thing from day one of his career, coaching career, and it's obviously worked.
Give some of his top forwards some extra ice time.
Yeah.
12:10 remaining in the first. Face off to the left of Vasilevsky. Rangers control. Fox sends the puck around. Panarin waiting. Out to the point for Soucy. Sends in deep. Knocked up the boards by Paul. Onto the stick of Gord. And now Chernak with it for the Lightning. Up the right side. Gord in across the line. Gord backhands the puck around. Panarin over for the Rangers. And he lifts it out to center. Here's Soucy. Shoots in. McDonough chasing. Now Chernak over as well. Bouncing puck. And Gord has it once again for the Lightning. No score. Shots are 5-1 Rangers. We've played 8.5 minutes from Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, again, the Rangers are playing with some pretty good pace here.
Here comes Point. Backhands the puck in. Snyder back on it. Moves it up the boards. Kept alive by Kucherov. Out in front. Gensel could not control. Tries to feed Radish at the point. It rolls all the way down. Radish and Zibanejad chase.
Yeah, Zibanejad in a good position there with a stick, Kenny.
Snyder keeps the puck alive. Collides with his own man, Cooley. In behind the net. Miller out in front. And the puck is sent through the crease by Will Cooley. Snyder coming in, far corner. Over to JT Miller, his pass broken up. JT facing one of his former teams. Kept in the zone, shot deflected by Miller and handled by Vasilevsky.
Yeah, JT Miller slams his stick in frustration. It's not, the bounces. And again, we talk about the Devils' second goal. Listen, the Rangers, have they been good enough? There's no question. But the thing is, when things aren't going well, you don't get many breaks either. We go back to the power play goal that the Devils scored to open the score at 1-0. Trocheck actually wins the faceoff. It goes off his right foot, goes right back to Hischier. Hischier, eventually the first pass in a two-pass goal situation where Meyer made it 1-0 Devils.
Off the faceoff. Here comes Jones with room, left circle shot. That's snatched out of the air by Vasilevsky.
Boy, I'll tell you, this is a really neat little give and go here between, the most creative Ranger defenseman with the puck in Fox and Zach Jones. Good job by Carrick. Wins the face-off. A little kind of reverse action, and Vasilevsky is forced to make a glove save. Face-off to the right of the Tampa netminder.
Fox and Jones out together for this offensive zone draw once again. Fox and Soucy started the game together. Rangers control. Fox battling with Lilleberg. Lightning come away with the puck. Carried through center by Hagel and across the Ranger line. Out to the point. Perbix sends in behind the net. Fox chasing along with Gergensons. Puck comes around to the near side. Hagel on it there. Back out to the point. Shot by Perbix, misses the net. Carrick over for the Rangers. Bouncing puck. Lightning keeping alive. Now Carrick once again flips it out for the air and down into the Tampa Bay zone. Just past the midway point, period one. Puck played at center by Rempe. Moving down the left side. Rempe puts on the brakes. Back out to the point for Soucy. Cross-ice pass. Out it comes to Borgen. Shoots, blocked in front. Players looking for the puck. Rangers have it. Here's Cooley. Cooley spinning in the near corner. Cooley back behind the net. Rempe. Rempe looks to cut away from Perbix. Hedman comes over, and the puck winds up in the crease. Vasilevsky covers with 9:23 to go in the first period from the Garden. No score. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
What's up, New York Rangers fans? Enjoying the game should be easy, so don't overthink it. What to wear? Done. Just toss on your lucky jersey. Don't know what to serve your friends? Easy. Pick up some pizza from your go-to and grab some Bud Light to stock your fridge. See, it's that easy. Just like Bud Light, which is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32. Bingo!
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
Back at the Garden, condolences to the family of Greg Millen, who passed away today. A longtime NHL goaltender and broadcaster, great guy. We would run into him several times throughout the season, so we send our condolences. He actually spent some time with the Rangers, but never played in a regular season game. He backed up early in the 91-92 season. So, again, condolences to the family of Greg Millen.
I did not see that. That had to be sudden. He was doing work for the Flames.
He was still doing broadcasting work, yes.
Wow. Yes, heartfelt condolences. Holy smokes.
Always fun to chat with whenever we ran into him. Face off now to the left of Vasilevsky. Lightning clear the puck down ice. And it's an icing call against Tampa Bay. Shots are now 7-1 in favor of the Rangers. First period of tonight's game brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. Trade in any phone in any condition, guaranteed. And get a great deal on a new 5G phone with unlimited Ultimate. Rangers win the draw. Penalty coming up against Tampa Bay along the far boards. Touch is made, and now the Rangers will have the game's first power play as Rempe comes in unhappy with Chernak.
Yeah, but heavy hit now. Chernak comes up, firing the left. And there's a penalty prior to... Is that Fox that's in? I can't tell who that is. No, it's Hoffman. Hoffman goes awkwardly into the boards. And now Chernak having some words with Hoffman.
Tampa Bay 22 minor penalty for tripping.
I'll tell you, this could be a boarding penalty also. And they'll get the first call is a trip, right, on Bjorkstrom. And now again, they probably won't roll the video to see what happens here with Hoffman. But the Ranger power play, you know, they've gone from 3 in the league a year ago to 27th. I think that tells you what's going on with the Ranger power play.
1 goal the last 11 games on the power play. Off the draw, Fox, cross ice, Panarin. Back out it comes to Fox. Top of the right circle, carries in deep. In behind the net. Back out to the right point, JT Miller. Now to Zibanejad straight away, near side. Shot by Panarin, stopped by Vasilevsky. And then comes to Trocheck, shoots, that's stopped. Miller keeps it alive. Now Panarin with it, out to Zibanejad. Far circle, Fox. Fox, cross ice, Panarin. Back out to Zibanejad straight away. Fox, right circle, moves in, shoots, saved by Vasilevsky. Puck loose, kept alive, and then it bounces out of the zone.
Well, a few more pucks to the net from a Ranger power play here early.
Panarin in with a shot, save Vasilevsky. Hagel clears. Rangers are now out shooting Tampa Bay 10-1.
And Tampa's coming off a loss to Ottawa, and coming off 2 games without a win after winning 4 consecutive.
And they outscored their opponents 23-5 in those 4 consecutive wins. Puck sent in deep. Ferguson's and Panarin. Ferguson flips it around to Hedman. Has some room, and he shoots at the length of the ice.
Actually, it was a shootout loss in Buffalo. Was their last loss in Tampa. So, Rangers doing a good job here so far.
40 seconds remaining on the Bjorkstrand penalty. Here's Brodzinski for Lafreniere. Bottled up at the line by Cirelli. Ahead for Hagel. Jones hustling back. Hagel holds. Left wing circle. Sends it back out of the zone to McDonough. And now Cirelli with it. Lightning play keep away. 20 seconds remaining on this Ranger power play. Outlet pass Cirelli. Cirelli ahead for Hagel. Moving in. Shoots. Off the post. Or did it go in? Let's see.
What?
No, a hooking penalty is going to be called. They ruled post and then a whistle.
Yeah.
But it's a penalty against the Rangers.
Yeah, Hagel does a nice job here. McDonough does basically a 2-zone pass, and he catches on the right side just after a deflection by Trocheck doesn't work, and a rebound situation with the big Vasilevsky. But Cicerelli at the blue line makes the pivot. Kreider reaches in, and Hagel drops the right shoulder, pulls it over to the left side, and rings it off the post. So, Tampa, in 11 seconds, will go on their first power play.
Teams will skate far aside. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. Face-off controlled by the Lightning. Kucherov dropping it back, Hedman. Cross-ice pass. The return now for Hedman from Gensel as Bjorkstrand makes his return. Lightning now on the power play. JT Miller, good defensive play, clears the puck to center. Here comes Fox down the left side. Spins. Backhand shot blocked in front. Now the Lightning move it back out. They have not scored a power play goal in 4 games. Here's Point in front. They score. Kucherov on the setup from Point, and the Lightning take a 1-0 lead.
Well, again, you just talk about the top-end explosive skill of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is after Adam Fox looks like he's going to try and move the puck on an odd man rush in a 4-on-4 situation, just gets himself stopped in the middle of the ice, right? And nothing really happens, and then, well, you get outnumbered by this group. You talk about Gensel, you talk about Point, and Kucherov, just, it's too dangerous, right? So despite getting outshot 11-1 on the next shot of the hockey game, Tampa makes it 1-0.
Scoring 17 seconds into their power play. Kucherov's 34th of the season on the setup from Braden Point. Rangers with the puck deep in their own zone. Soucy lost it. Gonzalez comes out in front, poked away by Shesterkin, then Paul with a shot. It gets blocked. Gonzalez over to play the puck, leaving it for Gord. Gord back out to the left point. Now Paul, right side Moser. Long shot through a screen, deflects wide. Puck held in. Gonzalez fires, blocked, rebound, score! Yanni Gord makes it 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Boy, I tell you, if this is not a Yanni Gord goal, I don't know what is. Again, it's on the power play. Moser does a nice job of just keeping the puck alive at the offensive blue line, but just muscling his way. Just muscling his way to the net. Again, Soucy gets kind of turned around, and on his way down, Gord makes it 2-0. So, Tampa has 2 goals in the first 3 shots of the hockey game. Another really stark indication of what type of year this has been for this New York Ranger franchise.
As you mentioned, they had been out shooting Tampa Bay 11-1. And now the Lightning have scored on their last 2 shots, 36 seconds apart. First Kucherov and then Gord, and now another penalty. This is going to be a cross-check. And it's against the Rangers.
New York, minor penalty, cross-checking.
Carrick heading to the box.
Well, again, the Rangers, it's just hard. It's just hard to believe. It's hard to believe how this season has unfolded, as much as it is hard to believe how this period has unfolded. It's just beyond kind of, it just shouldn't be working that way, but it has. As Carrick cross-checks Cicerelli in the middle of the ice off the face-off. So, I'm sorry, Cicerelli. Oh,
thought Dino was making a comeback for a second.
Yeah. About time the season's over for yours truly. Holy smokes.
Puck sent down into the Tampa Bay zone. For Yanni Gord, Dave, his first goal in his return to the Lightning. He had not scored in 15 games after the trade from Seattle. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Rangers with the puck shorthanded. Schneider down the right side to the circle. Shoots, it goes wide. Puck caroms around. Kucherov for Gensel. Back to Kucherov and across the Ranger line. Shot still 11-3 Rangers, but they trail 2-0. Here's Kucherov, right wing circle. Down low Gensel. Back out to Kucherov. Into the slot. Now Kucherov with it again. Tried to get it through. Blocked off by Fox. Then
he stayed with it and forced it across the goal line. It's 3-0 Lightning. Another power play goal. Well, they got it backdoor to Point. Shesterkin reached out with his right pad or skate to make the save, but he never covered it. And Point on the second try just tapped it. It was loose, and it just slid across the goal line. So goals for Kucherov, Gord, and Point. And the Lightning have shocked the crowd here. They have a 3-0 lead. They are 2 for 2 on the power play. Rangers special teams, it's been a problem on the power play. Their penalty kill coming in was 8th in the NHL, and they'd scored a league-high 15 shorthanded goals. They've had some looks shorthanded on, well, the one kill they did. But the Lightning are 2 for 2 on the power play. Gonzalez dumps this in. Shesterkin feeds it out himself to Oppmann at center. He'll tap it in. Another key shift after a goal here. Kucherov and Gensel should get the assists on that goal. It's cleared by Glendening to the neutral zone. Here's Brodzinski overskating it. Perbix doesn't. He'll flip it in. 4:35 left in the first. 3-0 Lightning. Shesterkin feeds it around the near boards. Brodzinski. Can he clear it? Perbix knocks it down at the red line and directs it for Girgensons. 1-on-4. He'll punch this in. Zach Jones has the puck for the Rangers. Find his own net to the near corner. Vakanainen back for Jones. 4:15 left in the first. 3 goals in a 1-minute, 45-second span for the Lightning. At center ice, the Banajad dumped this in from beyond the red line. That is an icing. 4:07 left in the opening period. So to recap, Bjorkstrand took a penalty at 10:52. The Rangers had a very good-looking power play for probably the first minute to minute and a half. But in the last little bit of it, Hagel and Cirelli pressured shorthanded, and Brodzinski was called for a penalty. Lightning then scored on the power play, scored in the shift after the power play, off the face-off, following the second goal. A penalty taken by Carrick, and the Lightning scored on that power play. Play continues here. Cirelli after the puck in the offensive zone, right circle. Find it at Hagel. Brandon Hagel steps left circle. A shot blocked by Schneider. Following up, Oliver Bjorkstrand bind it out. Bjorkstrand pivots, left circle, Hagel. Brandon Hagel looks to make a play. Hagel lines for Bjorkstrand, right circle. He'll stay with it. At the right circle, he centers it, it skips through. Schneider trying to clear for JT Miller. Pass blocked by Cirelli. Deflects behind the Rangers' net. Shesterkin jams to Schneider. At the far boards, JT Miller gave it away. Hagel open in front. Looks for Bjorkstrand. He got checked. Will Cooley can't get the puck out just yet. Lightning are getting a change. Cooley on the far boards for Schneider. Behind the net, Vakanainen. 3:18 left in the first. Lightning lead 3-0. Vakanainen. Right side outlet. It is Trocheck to center ice. Spins it for Panarin. He'll flip it in and chase. Hedman is on it. Panarin's on his back. Hedman around the near boards. Jake Gensel. Can he clear it? No, it didn't get out on the first try, but he has it back. He'll feed Kucherov to center ice and point. It eluded his stick. Trocheck will gather in the Rangers zone. Left wing. It is Soucy. Can he clear? No. Held in Kucherov. Right circle. Braden Point. High slide Gensel. Center point Hedman. Shoots wide right. Rebound Radish steps up. Can he hold this in? Yes. They'll force it behind the Rangers net. Puck battle. Point there with Trocheck. Trocheck dislodges it and comes up with it on the right wing and flips it down the ice. Skate race with this puck, it's going to be an icing. They blew it before it crossed the line, but it was going to cross the line. Radish won the race from Lafreniere. You could hear a pin drop into the building right now as the Lightning popped in 3 quick goals.
The Rangers got a 10-minute misconduct.
Somebody just got a 10-minute misconduct. It was Lafreniere. Frustration boiling over. Maybe he didn't like the fact that they blew the whistle for the icing before the puck crossed the line. Yeah, he barked at the linesman. Or actually at the referee. He skated past both, but I think what he said to the referee got him the 10-minute misconduct. So things unraveling here late first for the Rangers. The Lightning want to keep the pressure on. Draw to the right of Shesterkin. Trocheck and Paul. Won by Paul. Here's Nick Perbix at the left point. Breaks his stick. Brodzinski a steal. Perbix has time to get a new stick from the bench. Across the blind, Panarin left circle. Shoot! Saved by Vasilevsky. Long rebound, grab by Yanni Gourde. Gourde to center ice. Feeds Paul across the blind right point. Back for Gourde, right circle. Backhand shot. Save made Shesterkin. Adam Fox looks to counter. Fox got it out of the zone, but McDonough picks it up. Chips it right back into the Rangers' end. 2:06 left in the first. 3-0 Lightning. Artemi Panarin to the red line. Will flip it into the Lightning zone. There's Brandon Hagel on the left wing. Dealing for Gourde across the blue line. Protects it. High slide Hagel. Brandon Hagel makes his way to the right circle. Lines it by the net. Gourde looking for Paul, right circle. And Paul is checked. Following up though, McDonough left point. They'll turn it behind the net. Gourde for Paul, right circle. Nick Paul tried to pass it to a teammate. Finds the stick of Hagel. Right circle Gourde. Right point Chernak. Shoots blocked in front by Borgen. And Borgen turns it out to Kreider at center ice. He'll fire it in. Minute 32 left in the period. 3-0 Lightning. Chernak golfs it out. There's Vakanainen to the Rangers. Right wing Braden Schneider. Short pass Gabe Perreault maneuvers this in. Hedman pursues the puck to the Lightning far corner. A little feed up the near boards blocked by Vakanainen. Can he hold it in? Chernak follows up the near boards. And Bjorkstrand forces it out. Rempe has it back for Johnny Brodzinski. Up the middle, Othman for Rempe. Matt Rempe across the Lightning line, left point. Deals it by the Tampa Bay net. Chernak picks it up. Left side feed, Jake Guentzel. A minute to go in the first. Guentzel for Hedman on the right side at center. Back for Guentzel across the Rangers line. Left circle Cirelli. A drop pass grabbed by Hedman, center point. Right circle Guentzel. Right circle Kucherov. Shoot, save made by Shesterkin. Kucherov was tripped. The rebound came to the left circle. Guentzel shot a wide left. There was no penalty. Kucherov wanted one. Kucherov has it back right circle. Goes cross ice to Hedman, left circle. Centers it, and that was blocked off by Shesterkin. JT Miller couldn't clear. Held in Cirelli, left point. Right point Kucherov, high slide Hedman. Shoots, saves Shesterkin with a glove, and he holds on. Lightning have all the momentum right now. Won by New York. Adam Fox, left side, feeds Soucy. The center ice, and Panarin dumps it in. Point retrieves. Left wing to McDonough. Up the middle, Kucherov to center. Deflects it in. 15 seconds left in the period. Panarin deals for Soucy in the left wing. Up the middle, Fox. Adam Fox skates to center ice. Carries it across the line offside. Behind Panarin. We'll get a final face-off in the neutral zone with 4.6 seconds left in the first. Kucherov entered this game 3 points by Nathan MacKinnon for the lead in scoring points. And he has a goal and an assist tonight. Guentzel in the draw against Carrick, won by Sam Carrick. Fox just bounces this, or actually flipped it in on Vasilevsky, who gloves in, that'll do it. Lightning get 3 in short order. The 3 goals come 1 minute and 45 seconds apart, and they lead 3-0 after 1. Greg has the first intermission report coming up on Lightning Radio.
Get caught up on the Lightning every morning with the Daily Strike podcast. In less than 5 minutes, you get the latest news on the team, Dave Mishkin highlights, Coach Cooper and player comments, plus this date in Lightning history. The Daily Strike podcast, available everywhere you listen to podcasts.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Hi, folks. Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale. How can I help?
Oh, hi. It's time for spring cleaning, and I need a total refresh.
Perfect. Huge savings in-store and online can help you refresh for less. Save up to 50% off on hundreds of select outdoor, garage, bathroom items, and more.
Oh.
Plus, loyalty members can save an extra 10% on select sale items.
Wow. Now I won't have to spring break the bank.
Shop the IKEA Spring Sale March 18th through April 21st.
Offer valid 3/18 to 4/21/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/spring sale for details. Restrictions apply.
This is attorney Dominic Ferriello. You know me as Ask the Dom from 102.5 The Bone. I've been giving out legal advice in the Bay Area for over 15 years to those that call in and listen to the show. If you've been injured in an auto accident, my office handles auto accident claims, motorcycle claims, trucking claims, as well as wrongful death actions. Contact me, the attorney that you've listened to and heard of for so many years. Let my office help you with your case. Main number is 813-251-5550, or you can go online to askthedom.com. Offices right here in Tampa Bay.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hi, I'm attorney Fran Hosh. Being involved in a car or motorcycle accident can be stressful. I can help. Give me a call at 866-LAW-FRAN or visit me online at lawfran.com. Main office, Palm Harbor.
Shoot, score! Hey, goal! Power play goal!
This is the Lightning Audio Network Intermission Report. Here's Greg Linnelli.
Pivoting on JT Miller. Miller trying to force a steal. Get it down the ice. It's now a Lightning power play. Miller feeds it up the middle. 2-on-1 Fox. Across the line, Adam Fox left circle. Wheels, centers it, blocking it was Bjorkstrand who got back defensively. Kucherov on a counter. Now a Lightning power play in the left side at center. Across the line, a point right circle. In front, Kucherov! Score! Kucherov! Off the rush! 2-on-1! Point to Kucherov. Kucherov puts it in. It's 1-0 Lightning.
Beautiful thing to see. Mish on the call, of course. The Lightning score 3 quick goals. 13:09, 13:45, and 14:54. Kucherov, Gord, and Point. Your goal scorers. Point his 40th of the year. Kucher's got 34. Friani his 7th. First as a Bolt. Second time around. And this part is really fantastic to see because we've talked about it with the Rangers needing this game, and the Lightning just scored so quickly with 9 shots on goal, 3 goals. Good stuff all the way around. With Spectrum, you can make anything possible because you have a connection that's built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. Bobby the Chief Taylor, Eric Rowlandson, they're with us right now. And boy, Chief, that is some very quick offense, and the Lightning can do that, can't they?
They certainly can. I mean, you're watching the game, and the Rangers are out shooting them 11-1 during that whole first half of the period. Then Cooch gets the power play goal, and then from then on, the Lightning outshot the Rangers 8-2 and scored 3 goals. Go figure. I can never figure this team out.
Neither can the Rangers at this point.
I
They're
know.
up 3-0.
I'm going to have to take a 222 to get his head out trying to figure this team out because you know what? They didn't look very good. They were losing the puck. The Rangers were out hustling them and out fighting them for the puck in the first 13 or 12 minutes of the game. It looked like, oh no, we're going to have a really tough night. And then all of a sudden, they get the power play, and bang, and they just took off from there.
They did, and E, I'll go to you. I mean, that's what the Lightning can do, and the Rangers have to be stunned.
The silence in the crowd tells you how much they're stunned because they know how valuable and how important this game is for the Rangers, and the Lightning just completely took all the wind out of the sails because there was a lot of wind for the Rangers. Like, they were going full steam ahead, and they were dominating everything. The Lightning puck management was not very good. In their own end, they weren't very good. They got caught in coverage a couple of times. Vazzy had to come up with a couple of saves, and it's not an uncommon theme, but you kind of felt, especially coming after off the game against Buffalo, I was like, okay, that's just a kind of a continuation here. And then the momentum changed when Brandon Hagel hit the crossbar. Right, that was a loud ping. You could hear it. The Rangers take a hooking call. Chris Kreider heads to the box for hooking, and it completely changed everything in the game because Kucherov scores, and then Yanni Gord scores, and then Point scores on the power play. 2 power play goals in that span, and what was it, minute 44, minute 45 between goals. I mean, that's what can happen in these situations. So, we'll see what kind of fight is left in the Rangers, but, that's a good way for the Lightning to kind of really turn things around in a hurry and switch momentum onto their side, and we'll see what kind of fight if it took any fight out of the Rangers at all.
Yeah, and, for the Lightning, Chief, what do you want to see here heading into the second? Because they've got, you would think, more than enough goals. Now it just becomes defense, right?
Well, I want to see them be a little bit more aggressive in Rangers zone. I mean, yeah, they got the 3-goal lead, but, it took them, almost 12 minutes to get going in this game, and then they really took it over. But I don't want them to sit back either. I don't want them to really take chances and try to win the game 8-0, but I want to see them really. They play their best hockey when they're forechecking and that puck retrieval in the offensive zone. They make it so difficult for teams to play against them when they play that really hard forechecking game. That's what I'd really like to see.
Nothing wrong with that. E, what do you think happens with the Rangers here pushing in the second?
Well, they're going to be without one of their top guys in Lafreniere, who was given a 10-minute misconduct for yapping to the referees there. So they're going to miss him. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They probably felt really. I mean, they had to feel good about the start, and then everything just kind of fell apart for them in a hurry. And it's not like the Lightning were really pushing to get that either. They got the power play and just kind of fed off of that a little bit. And, and now you have to, continue to play on your toes. I felt that they started the game back on their heels. You got to get back to playing on your toes. And, again, with this team, it's always a smart aggressiveness, right? That's what it has to kind of come down to in how they have to play. And their puck management wasn't very good. So clean that up and go out and forecheck a little bit and, see if you can kind of continue to just, keep your foot on the pedal here a little bit. And, I should point out here, too, I was telling this stat to Chief. Nikita Kucherov picked up his 80th assist of the season tonight. Only 3 other players in NHL history have recorded 3 or more seasons of 80-plus assists. Wayne Gretzky, who did it 13 times. The other 2 are Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey, who also did it 3 consecutive years.
Is that good company? I can't tell me.
Well, how about he's just the second forward to ever do it? Right behind Wayne Gretzky. We talked about the Ovi record and what an incredible record that was, and you put your name up there with Gretzky in any category. I think that's pretty good.
No doubt about it, boys. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Eric Erlinson joining us right there. With Spectrum, you can make anything possible because you have a connection that's built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. Let's pause 10 seconds so stations can identify themselves on Lightning Radio.
The best hockey lives here.
Canucks are back. Shen in. Shen. Perron. Schwartz. They score.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Nick Paul is donating $150 to the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay for every point he records this season. Slide Insurance is generously matching each donation, making it $300 for every point scored, going to support mental health in Tampa Bay. Ben Pierce and a Lightning assistant coach are up next. Lightning lead 3-0 at the end of 20 on Lightning Radio.
The Lightning Foundation hosts a Boats silent auction at every home game. Bid on unique signed items, game-used gear, and so much more. Visit boats.givesmart.com to place your bids. Auction closes at the end of the second intermission.
As a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Enterprise is ready to go the extra mile. We're dedicated to the most dedicated fans in the game. And with us on your team, you can move forward with confidence, knowing we've got your back. We're always available with mobility solutions, whether you need a rental, replacement, truck, or even tailored business strategies. At Enterprise, your goal is our goal, and we're ready with the assist. Enterprise is a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Amalie Motor Oil tips its hat to the manly man.
Manly man.
You one time wrestled a bear for $50.
Manly man.
You always order the lumberjack breakfast.
Manly man, man, man.
And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Amalie Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown.
AMALIE, better than it has to be. Amalie.
A proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
First came the wheel. Then came the steam engine. And then came automated investing. Since the dawn of time, people have used technology to make their lives better. And better is what Betterment is all about. While we may not be as famous as the wheel, we did pioneer a better way to invest. Because Betterment knows that being invested in better is pretty much the best investment you can make. Betterment. Be invested.
Investing involves risk. Performance not guaranteed.
This is Lightning Radio.
Kotek looking to clear. Edmund blocks it for Gage Gonsalves. A shot in the slot. Block. Rebound score! Yanni Gourde! Well, to go along with his 10 assists since joining the Lightning for the second time, he gets his first goal in this time around with the Lightning. The all-important shift after a goal, the Lightning score another. And they go up 2-0.
Great to see there. Mish on the call. The Lightning lead 3-0 at the end of 20. Shop the Sherwin-Williams spring sale. Get 30% off paints and stains through April 7th. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Before we get to Ben Pierce, Mish is standing by with Lightning assistant coach Jeff Halpern on Lightning Radio.
Well, Halpy, for the first half of that period, they were leaning on you guys a little bit, and then obviously things completely turned around. How are you guys able to do that?
I thought we did a couple good things in the offensive zone, just not generating any shots, like passing up shots and not getting enough traffic in front of them. Sometimes when you're playing like that, it gets on the perimeter, and when they were down at our end, it was the opposite. They were getting shots and pucks to the net and felt like they were leaning on us a bit. So probably changed with the first goal and settled in after that.
I do want to ask you about Alex Ovechkin, who scored goal 895 yesterday. In his first game, he scored goals 1 and 2, and you assisted on both. Just your thoughts on, you were there for the beginning, your thoughts on him setting the record.
Well, I think it's remarkable what he's done, and I was there in the beginning, but he didn't slow down when I left, and there's been so many guys that have gone through there, and what he's been able to do for as long as he's been able to do it is pretty amazing. I thought probably the greatest moment was when Gretzky gave him the hug and had the Gordie Howe pin on him. That's pretty much the history of hockey between those three players, and it was really cool to be able to go there yesterday and see it and just kind of watch him over these last 20 years.
Thank you, Alpy.
Yep.
That was Jeff Halpern from the locker room. Greg?
Thanks, Mish and Halpy. We appreciate you guys. That interview was presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Ben Pierce, our Lightning reporter, is with us right now. Ben, pretty good first period for the Lightning.
Well, tale of two halves, right? I know it's not football, but I didn't love the start. I absolutely adored the finish. So I think if you're the Lightning right now, you got to say, hey, we're up 3-0. We deserve it, obviously, but let's make sure we're staying with that second half of the period more than the first. I thought they did a better job of forcing the Rangers to take some of those penalties, which was a big part of the push.
And power play was dangerous tonight.
It was, and it's that's not necessarily something that we've seen of late. So you never know. You get that going before the postseason. I know that the refs, sometimes the whistles, some people think they go away when the postseason comes around. I mean, if you can have a power play that's clicking, your penalty kill's doing its job, and the Lightning are scoring on 5-on-5, I don't think there's many teams out there that are going to be very excited about that trio. So you got to love pretty much everything about the last 10 minutes of that period, and the power play was front and center for every piece.
Braden Point, 40 goals. Nikita Kucherov, 80 assists. Incredible, right?
Yeah, and I think something that people might take for granted is that's almost become the expectation for these two players, right? Every season Kucherov's going to be over 100 points. He's going to be close to 100 assists, and Braden Point's going to be pushing 50 goals. And I think the fact that you've got that combo on your top line, and all of a sudden this offseason, hey, we're going to throw in Jake Gensel, who has 2 assists tonight on those plays, you got to love that. I think for the Lightning, if they can get that depth scoring this season, that top line is going to be pulling its weight every single night, and we saw it again in that opening 20.
All right, Ben, we'll talk to you throughout. Thanks, sir.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Ben Pierce joining us right there on the Block Party podcast, presented by Highlight IPA, Greg Wolf and Braden Coburn. We're joined by Lightning defenseman Eric Chernak live. They discuss his journey to the NHL, Ryan McDonough's return, and his trade to Tampa Bay. Search Block Party in your favorite podcast app or watch episodes on the Lightning's YouTube channel. Mish has the second period call when we return on Lightning Radio.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. 2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Brought to you by FDOT.
That kid's on score! What a goal by Braden Point!
The second period of tonight's Tampa Bay Lightning game is presented by Advent Health. Feel whole. Here's Dave Mishkin.
Lightning 3, Rangers nothing. Heading into period 2, Vasilevsky in the net to my right, Shesterkin in the goal to my left. Score a shockingly good deal on Truly Hard Seltzer at every Saturday home game. Get $5 off any 24-ounce can. Grab yours at the Truly bar or any arena stand and keep it light. Truly is part of Hard Seltzer Beverage Company in Boston. Please drink responsibly. When the Lightning win, you get 50% off your favorite pizzas from Papa John's the next day. Just use promo code BOLTSW when you order online or on the app. Papa John's is the official pizza partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So the guys were talking about it. Braden Point, his 40th goal. Congratulations to him. Kucherov gets his 80th assist. Congratulations to him. And they did a lot of finagling with the shots and the attempts. I think they finally have reached a number they're satisfied with. So I had said the Rangers are out shooting the Lightning 7-1. That was true, and then they got their power play, the Rangers. And on their power play, they had 5 shots. So when the power play ended, when that penalty was taken, I'd said it was Brodzinski, it was Kreider who got the penalty. Shots were 12-1 Rangers. Then the Lightning scored in their next 2 shots. And shots ended up finishing 13-10 Rangers. And that final shot from the Rangers was right at the end of the period from the neutral zone from Fox. Cirelli wins the faceoff at center ice, turn won by Vincent Trocheck. Here's Adam Fox, wristing it in to the Lightning end. Hard around Gonçalves. On the net, Chernak back for Gonçalves, off his stick. Trocheck looks to make a steal. Turns it for Panarin, left circle. Panarin is bumped by Chernak, but providing support is Trocheck. To the left point and Cooley, or rather Carson Soucy. Soucy at the left point. The pass blocked by Cirelli. Following up, though, is Othmann. Brennan Othmann on this line with Trocheck, and Panarin maneuvers it for Trocheck. Good start here for the Rangers to begin the second. Chernak in the far corner, hounded by Panarin, takes it away. Panarin, left point Soucy. Right point Fox. Fox works the right corner, Brennan Othmann. Maneuvers it for Trocheck, left circle. Lightning cannot get the puck. Center point, Panarin, put it in front, and tipped by Fox, save Vasilevsky. Well, right now I'm going to say it. Right now, if the Lightning think this game is over, they have another thing coming. Gonçalves across the blue line, left circle. Tried to go cross ice for Cirelli, got blocked. The Rangers have to get a win here. Hagel a shot in the slot, over the net. Push back here by the Lightning. Hagel in the left corner. Zips it cross ice, Yanni Gourde, right circle. Center point Hedman. Right point Paul. A shot blocked. And Chris Kreider will get to it. They'll miss on an outlet. This may be an icing. Now they're going to wave it off. Hedman by the Lightning net. A pass stolen away. In front, Sam Carrick shoots. Save Vasilevsky, and he holds on. Well, a very subpar start to the second period for the Lightning. This game is far from over. The Rangers are playing for their playoff lives. Yes, they took a gut punch in the first, and at the end of the period, the Lightning could basically do whatever they wanted. The Rangers have regrouped. They're like, we got 40 minutes, let's play. And they just completely outclassed the Lightning on that opening shift. Vasi's already made 2 saves on scoring chances here in the second. Paul and Carrick to the right of Vasilevsky. One by Carrick. Vakanainen, left point shot blocked. And Moser turns it out. Bjorkstrand to center in the left wing. Across the blue line, left circle. Tops it to Nick Paul, left corner. Cross ice, Yanni Gourde, right circle. Right corner, Bjorkstrand. Cross ice feed, Hedman to the left point. Delivers to Bjorkstrand behind the net. Here's a good shift for the Lightning. Left circle, Nick Paul. Paul will pivot to the top of the left circle, left point Hedman, center point Moser. High slide Gourde. Yanni Gourde. Angles right corner. Gourde behind the net. Drops it left circle Hedman, center point to Moser. Moser takes a shot that got through, saves Shesterkin. Vakanainen hounded by Gourde. What a shift for Yanni Gourde. Gourde to the left circle. He's the left point Hedman off his stick. Vakanainen swats it out. Rangers are out of gas, though. They're going to go for a change. Moser, a pass blocked by Kreider. He dumps it in. Moser has it back. Works it up the middle, where Zibanejad intercepts for Vakanainen. They'll lift this into the Lightning end. 3-0 Tampa Bay in the second. Hedman hurries around the near boards Gourde. Can he clear it? Yes. To Nick Paul at center ice will chop it in. 2.5 played in the second. 3-0 Lightning. Zach Jones by the Rangers net. Marches out towards center ice. Jones to the red line. Fires it in. First to it is JT Miller by the Lightning net. Right, so goes Zibanejad. Shoots. Blocked in front. Rebound Jones. Left point shot. Save made. Rebound is loose. Zibanejad looks to dislodge it, but Gensel takes it away, and the Lightning are going to get a penalty here. So the Rangers go on the power play for the second time. It's on Lilleberg for hooking. Slide insurance penalty kill number 2. I mentioned this Rangers power play has struggled this year and struggled recently, and they were called out in the New York Post. But their first power play, they had numerous chances and 5 shots. Now at the end of it, Hagel hit the post with a shorthanded bid. Trocheck and Cirelli to the left of Vasilevsky. 50-50 won by the Rangers. Fox at the right point. Left point Panarin. Panarin to the left circle. Left circle JT Miller. Left circle Panarin. Panarin drifts left corner. Behind the net Trocheck. Left circle Panarin. For Trocheck behind the net. Vincent Trocheck protects it. Slips it for JT Miller, right point. A pass, held in Adam Fox. Right point, right circle to Miller. JT Miller goes cross ice, finds Panarin, centers it, score, and a tip. Zibanejad. Well, they worked it around patiently, and Zibanejad got loose in front. He redirects that centering feed. Low past Vasilevsky's glove. The Rangers have made it 3-1. So the Lightning continue to leak oil a bit on the penalty kill. This is 3 games in a row that they have allowed a power play goal. That was off his skate. But he didn't use a kicking motion. That'll be a fine goal. He will not get wiped out. So Zibanejad gets the goal from Panarin, and I believe Miller will get the other assist on a cross-ice pass that got through. So it's a 2-goal game. And what did I say? I mean, the Rangers are not going to just go quietly into the night here. They are absolutely desperate for points. And they have enough clock left to mount a comeback. Miller to Zibanejad at center ice. Across the blind, Will Cooley, right circle shot. Save Vasilevsky, and he holds on. Shoves between Radish and Cooley after the save was made. 16:35 left in the second. 3-1 Lightning. Face out on the Tampa Bay end. Zibanejad gets goal number 17 on the year. That's his 7th power play goal. Face out to Vasilevsky's left. Cirelli and Brodzinski. There's one for Hoffman, right circle, right point. There's Will Borgen, by the net, Johnny Brodzinski. A drop. Zach Jones, left point, loses Cirelli. Cirelli chips it out, Hagel to center. Hands up, Gage Gonsalves across the blind to Hagel. Brandon Hagel in the high slot, gets checked. Zach Jones a steal in the near corner. Can he clear? No, held in Cirelli left circle. Cross ice Radish right point. Fires, blocked in front. Gonsalves follows up at the right circle. Hagel broke his stick. Gonsalves keeps it alive though. Center point to Radish. Hagel's a new stick. Right point Gonsalves shoots, saves Shesterkin. Jones in the far corner for the Rangers. Scoops it high in the air, out to center ice. We're early in the second, 3-1 Lightning. With Radish from the Tampa Bay end, bumping into Hedman in the near corner. Little outlet for Glendening, misses, and it's going to be an icing. That was unforced. Yeah, Miller gets the second assist. Since the trade from Vancouver, Miller has picked up 27 points in 27 games now with the Rangers. Carrick wins the offensive zone faceoff. Carson Soucy at the right circle. He's bumped by Gergensons. Gergensons battles in the near corner, works it free Hedman. Hedman hooked a bit by Kreider, trying to chip it out. Held in by Gabe Perreault, left point. Bangs it by the Lightning net. Radish is there. 2 Rangers come at him. He couldn't clear. Held in by Fox. Left point shot blocked. Rebound loose in front. Shot Kreider. Save Vasilevsky. He holds on. More problems for the Lightning in their own end. Unable to execute. Actually, I think the Rangers have been more dangerous at the start of the second than they were in the first half of the first period when they carried play. Quinn and Miller to the right of Vasilevsky. Lightning wanted a good defensive performance tonight. At this point, unfortunately, they've not played to their standard. Point wins the draw, but Zibanejad steals it, tries to center. McDonough blocks it. He collided with Cooley, but following up is Gensel. To Kucherov at center ice and Braden Point. 1-on-1 against Fox. Point across the blue line, fumbles the puck. Fox on a counter. Fox to center ice and Miller. Now for Adam Fox. Across the Lightning line, right point. Right circle Miller. Centers it. Chopping it away was Gensel. Well defended by Jake Gensel. He'll feed Hedman to Kucherov at center. Wheels across the blue line. Gives to Braden Point. Right circle Kucherov. Went back for Point. It slipped behind him and comes back to the Lightning end. Over 5 minutes played in the second. Lightning lead 3-1. McDonough. Left wing Point. Hands off Jake Gensel at center ice. Rolls it in. Schneider is after it for the Rangers in the near corner on the far side. Soucy couldn't clear. Nicely held in by Moser, right point. A pass deflects toward Gensel. Can he hold it in? No. Chopped off the stick. Moser got it back from Schneider, who made that play in his own zone to get it out. Moser for Gensel across the New York line, left circle. Jake Gensel taps it behind the Rangers net. Soucy is there. He's tied up by Point, but gets help from Trocheck. And Trocheck ices it. Should bring an infraction. Yes. Clock stopped with 14:15 left in the second period. Lightning lead 3-1. So 4 goals scored tonight. 3 of them have come on the power play. Braden Point, by the way, with his power play goal, up to 15 power play goals on the year. 1 behind teammate Jake Gensel and a bunch of other guys to the league. Face up between Trocheck and Glendening. Glendening wins it. Perfect center point shot. Save made Shesterkin. That was tipped. And he made the Miller's toss. So Glendening and Brodzinski on the draw. Won again by the Rangers. Schneider behind the Rangers net. Zips it around the near boards. Miller is after it at center ice on the right wing. Carries to the Lightning end. Right circle. Brodzinski shoots. Save made Vasilevsky. Rebound alive in the Lightning near corner. Miller picks it up. To the right point, Braden Schneider. Spins it to the Lightning near corner, cutting it off Moser up the near boards. Gergensen's trying to force it past Braden Schneider. Rangers trying to hold this in. It's loose. Schneider does hold it in. Right corner, Brodzinski. Goes cross ice for Hoffman. Paul a steal. Paul arms it out. With a slide down the ice, no icing here. Schneider and Gergensen jostle. Gergensen checks Braden Schneider, but Schneider does well to kick it up the near boards for Johnny Brodzinski. And now Brennan Hoffman to center ice. Left wing, Vakanainen gains the red line, sends it in. Vasilevsky does stop it by the Lightning net. Feeds it on the right wing, Radish. Long toss to center ice, blocked by Jones. There's a counter's advantage out on the right wing. Into the Lightning in right point. Cross ice, Panarin left circle off the stick, but it comes to Zach Jones left point. They'll work it by the net, Trocheck. Vincent Trocheck to the right point. Borgen shoots. Save Vasilevsky off the save. It goes out of play. TV timeout. 13:06 left in the second. 3-1 Lightning on Lightning Radio.
Once again, Tampa General is named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay and one of the nation's best. This year in cancer care, diabetes and endocrinology, ear, nose, and throat, gastroenterology and GI surgery, heart and vascular care, obstetrics and gynecology, orthopedic surgery, and urology. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
The Lightning are back on the ice, and this season you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Shop a wide variety of seats for every game from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the NHL. And make sure you don't miss a single moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get your tickets now at TampaBayLightning.com.
Hi, Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Are you looking to get a bidding war for your high-end luxury home? Go with the Duncan Duo team, the official real estate agents of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both of our 2 most recent multi-million-dollar listings got several competing offers in a bidding war. That's how you get top dollar for your luxury home. Go with a billion-dollar producer, expert marketing, and expert negotiations with Tampa's best real estate team, the Duncan Duo at LPT Realty. Visit us at DuncanDuo.com. That's DuncanDuo.com.
This is Lightning Radio.
Rangers have a power play goal from Mika Zibanejad. Lightning still leads 3-1. Face off to the right of Vasilevsky. 13:06 left in the second period. Actually, it's going to be to the left of Vasilevsky. Rangers have shuffled the lines. Peter Laviolette doing that to start the second. He's kind of continued to shift them through this period. Coming out of the team timeout, Trocheck and Panarin are joined by Zibanejad. Cirelli and Trocheck to Vasilevsky's left. Won by Trocheck. They kind of false started the faceoff right there on Cirelli, but they allow play to continue. It's dumped by Jones by the Lightning, and McDonough will deal it out to Gonçalves to center. Right wing Hagel. Across the line, Brandon Hagel, right circle, right corner Gonçalves. He has an assist tonight. His stick was held by Fox. He gets the stick loose. Turns it for Hagel, right corner Cirelli. Anthony Cirelli in a puck battle with Mika Zibanejad in the Rangers' far corner. Who's going to come up with it? Hagel will bind that. Hagel is checked. And grabbing it is Trocheck to flip it out. Eric Chernak peels back at center ice and bangs it in. Jones immediately exits. Deals for Trocheck on the left wing. Cross the blue line. Cross-ice feed blocked by McDonough, but it's not out. Held in. Fox, right point shot, sailed to wide left. Sorelli after the rebound. He'll win the race from Borgen and punch it down the ice. No icing. 12:15 left in the period. 3-1 the Lightning lead. Fox to Artemi Panarin on the right wing. Panarin makes his way slowly to center ice, slaps this in. Hard around Nick Paul in the Lightning far corner. Wins it from Carrick and kicks it for Perbix in the far corner. Guides it by net Lilleberg. Left side outlet, Oliver Bjorkstrand. Marches to center ice, Perreault on his tail. Bjorkstrand gets it across the blue line. A shot in the slot. Save made by Shesterkin. Bjorkstrand follows up by net Gord. Yanni Gord jostling with Borgen, former teammates in Seattle. And it's going to be stolen by Kreider. Out to Gabe Perreault at center. Gains the red line, backhands it in. 11:39 left in the period. 3-1 Lightning. Kreider wins it. Tried to center it. He had a man open in front, Carrick, but it got taken away by Oliver Bjorkstrand. They'll walk to center ice and flick it in. Schneider by the Rangers net. Nice outlet on the right wing, Carrick. Deals to Chris Kreider at center. Into the Lightning zone. Lightning give him room. Takes a shot. Save made by Vasilevsky, and he holds on. Kreider stepped to the top of the right faceoff circle. Lefty shot. He had a good angle. Got it on net. Vasilevsky to save. No rebound. Again, they are all over the map here with the shots. They made drastic changes after the first period ended from that point till the start of the second, so take this with a grain of salt, but it looks like shots are 9-4 New York here in the second. We still have 11:20 left in the second. Zibanejad and Gensel to Vasilevsky's left. 50-50, won by the Lightning. Zibanejad got his stick on the puck as Hedman tried to go to Moser. And Zibanejad steals it. Right corner, JT Miller. Miller is checked. Keeps it moving. Will Cooley, though, left corner. By the net, Miller. Miller spinning on Moser. Maneuvers for Braden Schneider. Right circle shot, save made. Rebound Miller behind it out. A pass stolen by Braden Point. Oh, weak clearing attempt. Was almost held in by Zibanejad. Fortunately for the Lightning, it bounced off his stick, came out of the zone. Zibanejad from the red line. They'll whistle this back in. There's Moser in the Lightning far corner, rolling for Hedman in the near corner. Two Rangers are on him. A pass deflects to Point, though. He'll flip it out of the zone. Lightning really struggling, maneuvering the puck up the ice here, and Miller brought it back in. He blocked it just outside the blue line, brought it back in, though Zibanejad was still in there. That is an offside against New York. 10:41 left in the second period. Lightning scored 3 in the first. Kucherov, Gord, and Point. Braden getting his 40th of the year. Rangers answer with 1 year in the second from Zibanejad. Johnny Brodzinski, Luke Glendening from neutral ice. Both guys tossed. So Nick Paul will take it against Hoffman, former first-round pick of the Rangers. Won by Paul. Perbix tracks the puck by the Lightning net. They'll step up the middle and jam it out for Glendening. Glendening clears. Puck bounces to the Rangers zone. Picking it up is Paul. Nick Paul trying to find support. Turns it behind that, looking for Glendening. Soucy, a steal for Johnny Brodzinski. Brodzinski hounded by Gergensen. Brodzinski gets the puck away. Fox. At the near board's Rempe. Rempe does clear to Hoffman at center. Nice little pass, Soucy. Wheels across the blue line. That looked offside. Brodzinski, though, will get to it left point. Cross ice, Hoffman. Right corner, right circle, Rempe. He'll zip it cross ice. Comes to Soucy, left point. Feeds it by that Rempe off the stick. Rempe tracks it, right corner. Rempe is pinned by Nick Perbix. Under 10 to play in the second. 3-1 Lightning. Puck battle. Glendening is hounded by Johnny Brodzinski. The puck is still loose by the Lightning net. Who can get a stick on it? Perbix finally does. Perbix needs a clear here. Tried to reverse it. It got blocked by Brodzinski, but finally follows up and got it to Lilleberg. Lilleberg clears to center ice. Tough shift for the Lightning. Paul had it, lost it. To Panarin. Quick feed on the right side, Trocheck. Lightning have tired guys stuck out there. A long change in the second. Trocheck will flip this in. Lightning need to get the puck down the ice so they can get a change. Perbix wraps it around the far boards. Kucherov is fresh. Slides it for Glendening, still out there. Glendening goes cross ice. Gensel will pump this in. Well done by Jake Gensel there. The Lightning get their change completed. 9:09 left in the second. 3-1 Lightning. Here's Lafreniere, done after serving his misconduct on the left side at center. Across the one left circle. Cross ice feed. Blocked by Gensel. And McDonough turns it out, Point to center ice. Braden Point 3-on-2 down the right wing. Cross the blue line. High slide Gensel open. Shoot, save made by Shesterkin. Rebound to McDonough left point. Feeds Gensel by the net. Jake Gensel. Right circle Kucherov. A shot blocked. Kucherov follows up. Lines a right point. Chernak. Zips it by the net. Good stick there. Braden Schneider blocks the pass and feeds it up the far boards for Lafreniere. He'll clear. Point. Goes back to his own zone. Trocheck is on him. Point has to get away here. Almost stripped by Trocheck. Trocheck is so sneaky with that stick. The Point did well. Got the puck to McDonough. Right wing Chernak. Up the middle. Point. Deflects it in. 8:21 left in the second. 3-1 the Lightning lead the Rangers. Braden Schneider by the New York net. Schneider fires this down the ice. It would have been icing. They said Miller won the race though. Miller right circles the advantage out. Shoots blocked. Great hustle there from Miller. Miller feeds it right point. Braden Schneider shoots wide right. Rebound Miller again. Puck following him around. Miller drops the left point. Vakanainen. That almost came out, but it got held in by Vakanainen. He'll roll it behind the net. Will Cooley for JT Miller left corner. Rims it for Braden Schneider right circle. A drop pass is going to be taken away. Sorelli hits Hagel to center. Hagel gets checked by Schneider. The puck is alive at the Lightning blue line. Darren Radish bangs it in. Rangers almost had too many men on the ice there, but nobody touched the puck. Lightning are getting a change completed as Vakanainen deals it for Sam Carrick. He'll slip it in. Bjorkstrand reverses for Radish. Up the middle, Nick Paul, and now Gord to center. Yanni Gord doesn't like what he sees, goes back to his own end, and works for Radish. Now on the right wing, it's Paul. Paul flips it in. 7:20 left in the period. 3-1 Lightning. Gord wins the puck, right circle Paul. Right point Perbix. Shoots blocked. There's Kreider. Keeling for Carrick at center ice. Carrick a pass blocked by Nick Paul, but following up is Adam Fox in the Rangers zone. He'll scoop it high in the air to the Lightning end. Puck drops down Perbix, left wing Lilleberg. Nice outlet Nick Paul. It was well done by the Lightning. Paul in the right wing to the red line. Across the blue line center point. Flicks it to the Rangers near corner. Fox after him. Adam Fox slides it for Soucy. Left wing Kreider back for Soucy. Under 7 to play in the second, 3-1 Lightning. The outlet comes to Sam Carrick at center ice on the right wing. Cross the line, Adam Fox. He has a room right circle. Tees it up. Shoot! Saved by Vasilevsky. Rebound, Brennan Hoffman, left point. Fires, blocked. Puck grabbed by Point. Braden Point has room to carry it out of trouble. Point up the left side to center. Across the Rangers line. Braden Point. High slide Gensel. Whiffs on a shot. Following up, though, at the left point is Kucherov. To the right point, J.J. Moser. Bangs it behind the net. Gensel for Kucherov behind the net. Try to go back in front to Gensel. It got taken away by Hoffman. Hoffman shot it off. Moser holds in. Right circle to Kucherov. Kucherov's in a traffic jam. He gets checked by JT Miller, and it comes out of the zone. Here is Hoffman. Down the left wing into the light again. Left circle shot. Save Vasilevsky. Hedman rolls it for Nikita Kucherov on the right wing. He'll clear it. 6 minutes left in the period. 3-1 Lightning. Quick reversal. Miller. Back to the Lightning in. Cooley open right circle. Shoots. Blocked it away by Vasilevsky. Rangers have had some looks off the rush in this period. Cooley left circle. Will Cooley pivots to the center point. Now at the left point. Shoots. Blocked in front. Rebound is loose, and Jake Gensel gets on a stick. Feeds it to Kucherov in the left wing. He'll deflect it out. Lightning need a change here, but they don't get it down the ice. Cooley on a counter. Into the Lightning end. Will Cooley left circle. Shoots. Missed the net wide right, and the rebound carries the puck back to center ice, but again, not far enough down the ice for the Lightning to get a change. Schneider for Cooley. Boy, that looked like too many men on the Rangers, and again, they let them get away with it. Guy was at the bench, and he played the puck. Cooley dumps it in. 5:19 left in the period. 3-1 Lightning. Hedman holds onto the puck by the Lightning net. The Lightning finally get their tired guys off the ice. Right side outlet, Hedman to Chernak, back for Hedman. And again, Chernak to the red line. They'll bang it in. Shesterkin blocks it by the Rangers net. Short feed Trocheck. Can he clear it? Yes, to center ice. The puck is going to bounce to Panarin. Got a loose Schneider. Right circle Lafreniere. And Trocheck open to the left circle. The pass offline. Trocheck follows up. The pass for Lafreniere. Stolen Chernak up the middle. Gergensons. And now Yanni Gord. Left wing McDonough. McDonough clears. Comes to Gergensons at center ice. He'll golf this in with 4:40 left in the period. Glendening is after it behind the Rangers net. Looks to keep it alive for Zemgus Gergensons. Gord there too. Yanni Gord wins the puck. Right circle. Right point Perbix. Shoots. Blocked in front. Rebound Gord. Picks it up. Gord has been fantastic tonight. Such a puck hound. They'll rattle it by the Rangers net. Braden Schneider zips it out. Around the near boards, Trocheck to center. 3-3 across the line. Panarin right point. Rattles it by the Lightning net. Vasilevsky stops it for Nick Perbix. Perbix, little outlet. Gage Gonsalves to center. Hands off Sorelli. Across the line, Anthony Sorelli left circle. Sorelli lost it to Fox, who reverses, trying to catch the Lightning in a change, but a pass hit the glass, I guess, and went out of play. There's no mesh netting.
Gentlemen, it's hockey night in Tampa. Introducing Ford F-Series, the official truck of your Tampa Bay Lightning. Lighting the lamp with the power of a mobile generator, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board. Converting on every power play, the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning. And the Enforcer Ford Super Duty. Ford F-Series, the official truck of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Lightning fans, just like your favorite team on the ice, Jana King delivers a winning performance every time. From offices to arenas, we clean businesses across the Tampa area with precision. Need a power play in your cleaning routine? Jana King has you covered. Whether it's your office, restaurant, or retail space, we'll keep it spotless, just like Amalie Arena. Visit janaking.com to customize your cleaning plan today. That's JANIKING.com. And let's go Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
Lightning continue to lead 3-1. They've given up some looks off the rush, I would say, in the last 7 to 8 minutes, but for the most part, their game has settled down. They had a rough start to the second, the Lightning, in terms of difficulty clearing the zone, and they gave up some scoring chances. They took a penalty and ended up giving up a power play goal to Zibanejad, but that came early in the second. We had another long stretch of whistle-free hockey that just ended with that puck out of play, but not a delay of game in the Rangers' defensive zone. So the draw to the right of Shesterkin. Cirelli and Trocheck will take it. And it's a 50-50. It comes right to Panarin. Panarin pedals out to center ice. Hands off Lafreniere across the blue line right circle. Lafreniere pulls up right corner. Right point Fox. A shot blocked by Cirelli, and he forces it out of the zone, gives to J.J. Moser. Rangers back defensively. Moser across the blue line. Right circle, it is Gonçalves shooting, blocked in front by Lafreniere. Counters for Trocheck to center ice, left wing Lafreniere. Into the Lightning end left circle. Passes it by the Lightning net. Trocheck and Hedman jostle. Lafreniere follows up. Deals to Soucy left point. Shoots, blocked. The rebound came right in front. Moser swats it away for Hagel. Hagel looks to clear it, and he will to center ice. Panarin goes cross ice Adam Fox on the right wing. Deals it on the left side. Here's Miller. Across the blue line left circle. Put it in front. It got deflected away by Moser. Good defensive play by J.J. Moser. Moser couldn't clear. Held in Zach Jones. High slot. Here's Cooley shooting. Blocked by Hedman. And it deflects out of play. Well, that was happening to the Lightning in the first period. Puck's right at the blue line and not getting out. Maybe the first time that's happened here in the second period. Good recovery by Hedman to block the Cooley shot. And the play started on the zone entry, and Rangers went cross ice, and J.J. Moser got a stick on a pass to deflect it away. 3:07 left in the second period. 3-1 Lightning. Leading point J.T. Miller to the right of Vasilevsky. Won by J.T. Miller. Borgen center point, left point Jones. Shoots and went wide left. Rebound Miller behind the net. Miller checked by Chernak. He's got the puck. Miller stays with it. Chernak a steal. Couldn't clear. Held in Jones. Left point shot. Blocked in front. Rebound is loose. Braden Point taps it up the middle. Kucherov clears. Jones knocks it down and cranks it back in. 2:45 left in the period. 3-1 Lightning. McDonough on the Lightning net. Right wing Chernak. The Lallad Braden Point. Marches to the center ice circle. Across the New York line. Left point Gensel. Drops it behind the Rangers net. Borgen checks Point, but Kucherov follows up in the right corner. Tried to deliver for Gensel. Got taken away. Chris Kreider. Kreider makes his way to center ice. Peels back to his own end. Now delivers on the left side for Zach Jones. They'll bang it in. Vasilevsky got checked behind the net, but he finds McDonough. McDonough couldn't clear. Held in Kreider, right circle. McDonough a takeaway. Slipped it behind the net. Gabe Perreault a takeaway in turn. Gabe Perreault. Left corner Carrick fumbles the puck. And the puck is going to not be cleared by Radish. Held in Schneider. Center point shot. Tipped over the net. Lightning in trouble on this shift. They need to clear Radish. Off the far boards, Nick Paul. Can he clear it off the far boards? Well, it hit the glass, went out of play. So the Lightning at least get a whistle. 1:56 left in the period. Carrick had fallen. The fans wanted a penalty. I think he just blew a tire, though. We have a TV timeout here. 3-1 Lightning, late second on Lightning Radio.
Tampa Bay. Who celebrates your Tampa Bay Lightning with an official Bolts debit card? We do. That's right. Join GTE Financial and get a free Bolts debit card on us. More than just banking, GTE offers our members a full financial lineup. From lending to insurance and business services, we do everything with a personal touch. Bolt into every match with GTE Financial, the official credit union of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Visit our website and use promo code BOLTSCARD to get your free Bolts debit card today.
Get a daily dose of Lightning hockey with Lightning Power Lunch. Greg Linnelli here. Join Dave Mishkin and me every weekday at noon Eastern for an hour of in-depth analysis, breaking news, and inside info on the Lightning. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just follow @Bolts Radio. And if you miss the show, don't worry. You can download the podcast anytime in your favorite app. Lightning Power Lunch, weekdays at noon on the Lightning Audio Network.
Lightning fans, it's time to save big on Bubble Days at Bubble Down Car Wash. Wear your Tampa Bay Lightning gear Monday through Friday and get your car washed for just $5 all season long. Support your favorite team and keep your ride shining with this amazing deal. Clean cars, big savings, and unbelievable service. That's what makes us the bestest car wash in town. Get the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down. Bubble Down Car Wash, a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
It is a 3-1 Lightning lead. We're in the late stages of the second. They want a strong finish to this middle stanza. Draw to the right of Vasilevsky, Johnny Brodzinski, and Luke Glendening on the draw. One reason why Peter Laviolette was mixing up the forward lines, which I mentioned earlier in the period, Lafreniere was not available for basically the first half of the second period, but since he's returned, the lines have returned to stability. Draw one for Jones, left circle. Zach Jones shoots, save Vasilevsky, and he holds on. That was a clean face-off win for Brodzinski from Glendening. Rempe looking to Stardinsky and Luke Glendening on the face-off. This is more of a 50-50, and we have a penalty coming up in the Lightning. Well, the Rangers have been dangerous on the power play, and this was an avoidable penalty. Moser slashed the stick of Rempe, and it broke. So, slide insurance penalty kill here late second.
Minor penalty for slashing.
So, needless to say, this is a pretty important kill. If the Rangers can score, they make it a one-goal game going into the third. And they have been dangerous on their power play. I know that it struggled this year. It struggled of late. 5 shots on the first chance when they scored in their second chance. It would help the Lightning can win the face-off, which they've not done on either of the 2 penalty kills. Cirelli and Trocheck to the left of Vasilevsky. Trocheck wins it cleanly. Adam Fox takes over center point. Right point Zibanejad. Shoot, save Vasilevsky. That got through. Trocheck standing right at the top of the crease, but fortunately for the Lightning, no rebound. Well, Nick Paul's coming out to try and win this draw. It's really perplexing why this Rangers power play has been so poor this year, 27th in the NHL, because many of the same guys are on this power play. It's been so good for so many years. Trocheck's thrown out of this draw against Nick Paul. It's a break for the Lightning, but Zibanejad is out there, and he's a capable face-off man as well. .50-50. 1-4 Fox right point. Miller did the job to win that draw. There's Trocheck off the feed by the net. Left circle Panarin. Left point Fox. Right circle Zibanejad. Cross ice Panarin left circle. Traps it down. Center point Adam Fox. Shoot! Save made Vasilevsky. Rebound. Centered by Miller. Went off a stick. Now Chernak by the net for McDonough. McDonough slips it up the near boards. Nick Paul needs a clear, and he provides it. Down the ice it goes. Good. Rangers have been dangerous on their power plays tonight. 1:10 left in the period. Shesterkin, a long outlet from Miller. Fumbles a bit at center ice, and Hedman knocks it off his stick. It's back in the Rangers zone. Fox now on the right side. Panarin, step across the blue and open right circle. Shoot! Save made by Vasilevsky. Rebound Miller, left circle, center point Fox. Back for Panarin, left circle. Left point Adam Fox, left circle Panarin. Left corner Trocheck. Left circle, Panarin. Left corner, Vincent Trocheck. Left point, Fox. Left circle, Trocheck. Center point to Fox. Shoots, blocked it away by Vasilevsky. 36 in the period. The puck is alive in the Lightning far corner. Hedman dislodges it for Glendening. He's under pressure. He's killing time at least a little bit, but now Zibanejad wins it. Left point, Fox. Back for Mika Zibanejad, left circle. Fumbles it. Taps it back to Fox. 22 in the period. Right point, Miller. A pass, hit off the stick of Panarin, comes back to Miller. Panarin, right point shot, tipped by left by Trocheck. There's Fox, 13 in the period. Left circle, Zibanejad. Right circle, Panarin. Shoot! Save Vasilevsky! Got a piece with a blocker. Puck alive. Fox, left circle, 5 seconds left. High slap, Panarin. Shoots! Save Vasilevsky! And I think that'll do it. Oh, final shot on a Miller tip. Save again, Vasilevsky! Well, certainly the Lightning have to stay out of the box in the third period. What pressure by New York. Rangers will carry 12 seconds of power play time into the third. They got the goal from Zibanejad early in the period on the power play, and they almost had another. 3-1 Lightning is their score after 2. Greg has the second intermission report coming up on Lightning Radio.
Ben Pierce here. On this week's Into the Blue podcast, Gabby Shirley and I discuss a couple of Bolts becoming fathers. We look at the playoff race as the Bolts are close to clinching, and why Nikita Kucherov should be getting more consideration for the Hart Trophy as the league's MVP. Check out Into the Blue anywhere you listen to podcasts or on the Lightning Audio Network's YouTube channel. New episodes are released every Thursday morning.
Hi folks, Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
John Senning here for Wild Fork Foods. You know, I don't talk about it enough. Wild Fork is great for families. I've got my brother turned on to it. Large cuts of meat, ground beef, enough to feed the family at prices you're not going to find in any grocery stores. No matter what you're looking for, from desserts to seasoning, sides, and the greatest cuts of meat on earth, Wild Fork has it at some of the best prices you're going to find. They've got locations in South Tampa, Citrus Park, and St. Petersburg, right on 4th Street North. Get it delivered, pick it up in store, or go on a shopping spree. WildForkFoods.com.
You can listen to Dave Mishkin and Phil Esposito's radio call live in your seats at Amalie Arena. In the Lightning mobile app, select Listen Live from your seat and follow the directions. You'll never miss Mishkin screaming score or Espo yelling shoot the puck while you cheer on the Bolts from your seat.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge is back.
Oh, yeah, baby!
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends and see if you can predict this year's playoffs.
McDavid shoots and scores!
Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2025-26 NHL event. Sign up today for a chance to win exclusive prizes at NHL.com/bracket.
This is attorney Dominic Ferriello. You know me as Ask the Dom from 102.5 The Bone. I've been giving out legal advice in the Bay Area for over 15 years to those that call in and listen to the show. If you've been injured in an auto accident, my office handles auto accident claims, motorcycle claims, trucking claims, as well as wrongful death actions. Contact me, the attorney that you've listened to and heard of for so many years. Let my office help you with your case. Main number is 813-251-5550, or you can go online to askthedom.com. Offices right here in Tampa Bay.
For pure safety and total clean, call ZeroRez. Right now, get 3 for the price of 2. That's 3 rooms of carpet clean, but only pay for 2 when you mention me, Mike Calta. Secure this deal today. Book online at ZeroRezTampaBay.com.
Shoot, score! Hey, goal! Power play goal!
This is the Lightning Audio Network Intermission Report. Here's Greg Linnelli.
Well, you expected some pushback from the Rangers in that second period, understanding they came into the second down 3-0, and that's what happened. Officially here, they have the Rangers with 18 shots on goal in that second period. Zibanejad with a power play goal for the Rangers got them on board at 3:16 and almost scored late in that second period as well. Vasilevsky was tremendous. The Rangers will have 12-second power play time to begin the third period, but certainly the Lightning faced a big-time push and gave up the one goal. Could have been worse, but they are up by 2 heading into the third period. Bobby the Chief Taylor and Eric Erlinson are with me right now, and boy, Chief, the Rangers brought it, didn't they, in that second period?
Whew. They're unbelievable. They were 4 for 4 on the face-offs in the power play, which shows how many power play shots they've had so far. It's just sickening. They're just completely outplaying them, and the Lightning haven't really challenged them at all. There was one time when there was a 1-on-4, and the guy got all the way into our net and shot. He wasn't even challenged at all, and there was 4 Lightning players back. You're not going to win in this game when you keep playing defense like they're playing defense. Vasi has been the whole show tonight. And, it's, I don't know what it is with this team. You see him play 1 game, 2 games, then you see him play 3 turkeys, then they play another 1, 2 good games. They're just being completely outplayed by the Rangers tonight. And the power play, oh my goodness, I think they've got 15 shots on their power play alone.
Yeah, it's dangerous, and that can be the great equalizer, Kennedy.
Boy.
Who, Vasilevsky? Because he's the great equalizer tonight, because he's the big reason why they have a lead still after 2 periods, because we wondered if those 3 quick goals by Tampa Bay in the first period would take some of the wind out of the Rangers' sails, and it certainly didn't. They came with pressure, and look, the Lightning are just not executing at the rate and speed they need to, and when you're going to play at that style and that speed of the game compared to a team that is as desperate as the Rangers, you're going to be back on your heels. And they were on their heels for a good part of that second period. They kind of settled things down for about a 5 to a 7 minute stretch, but other than that, the Rangers were pushing, they were surrounding the puck, they were hunting at pucks down, and the Lightning just were not there. They were not at that level, and you wanted to see something better than what we saw Saturday in Buffalo in a lot of those areas. And I know they got the 3 quick goals, and they kind of played a pretty decent second half of the first period. But other than that, this has been the New York Rangers and the Andre Vasilevsky show, and they're going to be put to the test here again in the third period. And you can't have a third like you did on Saturday. This has to be a lockdown period. Don't give the Rangers any life and get out of this game with the 2 points that you have right now.
Yeah, and things have to tighten up in the third, Chief. What do they do to kind of contain the Rangers' momentum here?
Well, you got to start challenging them. You're backing off everything. You're stick checking everybody. You're coming around there. You're saying, "Excuse me, do you mind if I come in and try and fight the part of the puck against the wall?" They don't lose any. They haven't won any battles in the corners or along the wall. You got to start playing hockey. This isn't the shinny that you play in the corner street. This is the one thing. Hockey's a tough game, and you have to play it hard. And they've got to start putting a little more grunt or grinch or bang or bite, whatever you want to call it, into their game in this third period. Because if they don't, Vasi's probably going to run out of gas. He's been outstanding. You got to start playing a little bit of hockey here.
You do. And John Cooper talked about this last game. You got to close it out, right?
Yep, and just to be clear, Chief said shinny hockey. That's what he said. Yeah, you have to. Like this is, I go back to what I said first intermission about being aggressively smart in your play. Right, you've got to make sure that you're making the right reads and you're making the right plays, and use your speed in transition. Spend a little bit more time down in the offensive zone and make the Rangers work. You've let the Rangers have some good looks and some opportunities off the rush, and they've kept pucks alive in Tampa Bay zone. The Lightning can't get clears out. I mean, you just have to be a lot smarter with the puck, and we've seen some games this year with this team where they have had a rough couple of periods, and they find a way to lock it down to the third. So we know that it's in them to put it together. Now go out and do it for 20 minutes and finish off this road trip with 5 out of 8 points and come back home and let things go, wherever you end up in the standings. But you got to get the 2 points out of this game where you have a two-goal lead heading in the third period. Just have to.
All right, boys. Thank you. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thanks, Greg.
Eric Erlinson, Bob the Chief Taylor there. When the Lightning score 4 more goals or force a shutout, you're in a free double stack at any participating Tampa area Wendy's with any purchase upon request. Offer valid for 24 hours after tonight's game. Still to come, Ben Pierce, and play a snippet from our interview with Scott Laughlin from Sirius XM NHL Radio the other day. Check out our latest glassware drop, Greetings from Tampa Bay, available in-store at Amalie Arena and online at tampabaysports.com while supplies last. Back after this on Lightning Radio.
Lightning Student Rush allows students to purchase tickets for every Lightning home game for just $20. The season is presented by the University of South Florida and GTE Financial. Students can now purchase up to 2 tickets for each game. Visit TampaBayLightning.com/studentrush for info.
At Advent Health, we know there's a million different things you love to do. So, in a word, what's your go-to?
Run!
Hike.
Kick! Jump!
Skate.
Hit! Catch!
Ride.
Dunk!
Whatever you're into, our nationally recognized orthopedic experts are here to help you get back to feeling whole. Make your appointment today at FloridaOrthoExperts.com. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Jack Daniels has always made whiskey. If they have it their way, they always will. There's one thing Jack can't make more of: moments. Those are on us to create. Make sure we're making the most of every moment. Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Copyright 2024, Jack Daniels. All rights reserved.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Lightning Radio.
Glad you're with us. Greg Linnelli with you. The Lightning lead the Rangers 3-1 at the end of 40 minutes. Told you about the show mission I do weekdays on Lightning Radio. It's called Power Lunch. And we had Scott Laughlin from Sirius XM NHL Radio on the other day. And we asked him if finishing first in the division means more this year for the Lightning because of how good Toronto and Florida are. Here was Scotty's answer on Lightning Radio.
Yeah, I think that's the case, Greg. It really is. I think this is one of those years where you say, and it's for the reason that I mentioned, Ottawa getting back to the playoffs for the first time in a while, Montreal getting to the playoffs and making that step up the ladder. It's almost as if you'd think that those two teams in particular, and I know they're not going to be easy outs, but those two teams would get to the playoffs and say, okay, mission accomplished, let's check that box off. Anything from this point forward is gravy. Whereas you look at a team like Florida, Tampa, the Toronto Maple Leafs, designs on winning the Stanley Cup like right now, it can't come soon enough for those teams. And, you know, we've talked about it, Greg. I mean, I think experience means something at this point, and that's why I would favor a team like Tampa or a team like Florida over any of the other teams because they've got the recency bias. They've got the know-how as to how to really step it up and play their best when the lights are shining brightest. I'm not sure you can say that for all the other teams, even for the Toronto Maple Leafs, because let's face it, when you've won one playoff round in 21 years, that seems hard to do. Yeah. I mean, you don't have anything really to draw back on to say, hey, we've been there and we've done it before. The Leafs have certainly made some adjustments, not the least of which has been Craig Berube, of course, behind the bench. And I think that they've got a good chance. But getting back to your question, Greg, I agree. I mean, you want to avoid that 2-3 matchup as best as you can, and you'll take your chances against an Ottawa or a Montreal. I think if you're going to finish first in the Atlantic Division, obviously you're looking at the Ottawa Senators and a Battle of Ontario being reincarnated. I don't think it's going to reach the fever pitch that it did back in 2004, but I think that it'll be something that people are looking forward to in the province of Ontario, no doubt. Just as fans in the Sunshine State, as you guys well know, will be looking forward once again to a Tampa, Florida series.
Good stuff there, Scott Laughlin on Sirius XM NHL Radio. He hosts a show there. Join me and Mish on Power Lunch on Lightning Radio. Listen to that show weekdays noon to 1. Shop the Sherwin-Williams Spring Sale. Get 30% off paints and stains through April 7th. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Ben Pierce with us right now. And Ben, a shaky second period. I think we expected the Rangers to push, maybe just not that much.
Yeah, I thought the Rangers had a great period. I think if you're the Lightning, some of that was self-induced. I don't think it was the cleanest period for the Lightning either. And I think they had 5 shots on goal that period. And I honestly don't know if I can remember one in particular because I don't think they had a ton of great chances overall. So really good period there, but just not for the team you're hoping for if you listen to this radio station, obviously. So good news is it's still 3-1. You give up the 1 goal, but as always, Andrei Vasilevskiy at the center of that period, and he's one of the best, if not the best, goalie in the league for a reason, and we saw it for much of that second period.
All right, what are we anticipating here in the third?
Well, I would guess you're going to see as much push as the New York Rangers have. Quite frankly, bottom line is their season is on tonight. They're down multiple goals going into the third period. They are going to be fighting tooth, claw, nail, everything they got. So I expect a hard push from the Rangers, both physically and offensively. If you're the Lightning, make sure you're taking care. Don't get too aggressive. Make sure you take care of things in your own zone, and you should be okay. But the Rangers are going to be coming here in the third.
Ben, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Ben Pierce joining us right there. Don't forget, experience Tampa's cigar heritage at J.C. Newman Cigar Company in Ybor City. Visit the 3-Level Cigar Museum, take a guided tour of the factory, or shop the factory store. For more information, visit jcnewman.com. Let's pause 10 seconds so stations can identify themselves right here on Lightning Radio.
The biggest names in the game.
Kucherov, score! The Lightning win it!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Get the latest news and notes on the Lightning every morning with the Daily Strike podcast. In 5 minutes or less, you can hear Dave Michigan highlights, thoughts from the players and coaching staff, minor league updates, and this date in Lightning history. New episodes drop every morning in your favorite podcast app and on the Lightning Audio Network's YouTube channel. All right, third period's up next on Lightning Radio.
This winter, take a staycation at Outback Steakhouse, starting at $14.99. Enjoy delicious Canberra chopped steak and a red wine glaze. Savor a flavorful bloomin' French onion sirloin, or sink your teeth into a sizzling 18-ounce bone-in ribeye with signature spices. It's better than a staycation at home.
Dad, I thought we were taking a steakcation, not a staycation!
Your steakcation starts at $14.99 for a limited time. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Brought to you by FDOT.
Left circle, Hagel. Cross ice feed, Kucherov. Score! Incredible!
The third period of tonight's Tampa Bay Lightning game is presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's Dave Mishkin.
Lightning 3, Rangers 1, heading into the third. Vasilevskiy back in the net to my left, Shesterkin in the goal to my right. Wherever the road takes you today, Marathon is proud to fuel you and your co-pilot for every mile and every memory, because at Marathon we are driven together. And with Spectrum, you can make anything possible because you have a connection that's built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. Single game tickets for first round playoff home games are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Tampa Bay's 2025 postseason is presented by Advent Health. Well, in case you were wondering, and it does look like they have these numbers confirmed, shots in the second period were 18-5 New York, and they had 4 on that power play right at the end. The last one from Miller apparently happened after the horn because they didn't give him credit for that deflection shot, but there were 4 prior to that. Shot attempts in the second period, 32-10 New York. So the Lightning only had 10 shot attempts. I think the middle part of the period they did okay, but they had a tough start. and they did not look good during that penalty kill, which still has 12 seconds left in it. Trocheck and Cirelli at center ice, won by Vincent Trocheck. Fox at his own blue line. Left wing Lafreniere. Couldn't dump it in. Good job. Hagel knocks it away. Hagel will roll it to the Rangers line. Fox, a pass stolen. Hagel. Brandon Hagel curls across the New York line. Penalty is up. Rangers 1 for 3 in the game in the power play. Hagel at the right circle. Works it by the net. Cirelli just off his stick. Carson Soucy a steal and a clear. McDonough knocks it down. Chips it for Cirelli. He backhands it in. Lightning want a good opening shift here to start the third. Soucy around the near boards, and Panarin out to Lafreniere at center. Alexi Lafreniere gains the red line, sends it in. Right corner, Miller off his stick. Oliver Bjorkstrand, a pass stolen Zibanejad. That was telegraphed a bit. Miller follows up right corner. Right corner Zibanejad to the left point, Vakanainen. Urho Vakanainen chops it toward the left corner, Cooley. Another ozone shift here for the Rangers, making the Lightning work. Miller right circle, Braden Schneider takes the right corner, centers it, tipped wide left. Rebound Miller. A drop pass knocked away by Kucherov, and it comes out of the zone. Early in the third, 3-1 Lightning. Urho Vakanainen to the Rangers. Winds up. Slides for Braden Schneider on the right wing. Lightning complete their line change. Schneider back for Vakanainen. To the red line he steps, tosses it in. Point in the Lightning far corner, behind that Lilleberg. They'll feed Perbix at the near wall, Nick Paul. Paul is pressured, goes back to Lilleberg. Out of point at center ice. Braden Point hits Gensel across the blind, point, left circle. In front, Gensel! Backhand shot! Saves Shesterkin. Gensel got open. Gensel tried to drop it from the right corner to the right point, but Kreider a good stick to steal. Will skate to the right line and put this in by the Lightning net. Vasilevsky chops it around the far boards. And it's going to deflect to Point. Point under pressure, Sam Carrick. Carrick loses Perbix. Heavy forechecking pressure by the Rangers. There's a steal. Jones at the left point on the attempt to clear. He shot it, got deflected wide left. Perbix by the Lightning net. Looks to maneuver it to a teammate. He does. Lilleberg's got it by the Lightning goal. We played nearly 2.5 minutes in the third. 3-1 Rangers. Both sides get a change here. Darren Radish controls the puck in front of the Lightning net. To Lilleberg in the left wing. Neil Lilleberg back for Darren Radish. Tough pass, Glendening, stolen by Soucy. He read that and counter for the Rangers. Cross the line, Rempe, left circle. Shoots, blocked. He shoots again blocked. That was a needless turnover for the Lightning in the neutral zone. Radish into the far corner, and J.J. Moser clears to Gergensons at center. Took a check from Soucy, but he does tap it in. That's what the Lightning need to do, is get pucks in deep on a regular basis. Rempe barreling back in the left wing. Rempe's played well tonight. This is the first time I've seen him play live. It's been impressive. He dumps this in. Moser on the far boards, Brandon Hagel. Hagel to the red line, scoops this in. 3 minutes gone, over 3 minutes gone in the third. 3-1 Lightning. Vakanainen cranks it out. Chernak in the Lightning zone. The pass deflects to center ice. Trocheck knocks it down, maneuvers it in. McDonough looking to clear it. Not out. Held in Trocheck. That was poorly done by the Lightning. Left point Panarin. Center point Braden Schneider. Schneider at the left circle. Centers it. Lafreniere. Steve Vasilevsky. Sheer robbery by Vasilevsky. It looked like Lafreniere had a wide open net. Yeah, and the Lightning, the details of their game in the defensive zone have not been there. Vasi reached out with the glove. Lafreniere tried to go high glove, and Vasi snared it. Again, that was a puck that should have been out of the zone. It wasn't, and the Rangers got a scoring chance. Trocheck and Cirelli 50-50, won by the Lightning. Chernak clears. Schneider up the middle, Trocheck for Panarin. Across the blind, Lafreniere right point. Golfs it by the Lightning net. Caught around to Vakanainen, left point. Feeds it behind the Lightning net. Gonsalves a steal for Chernak. Little pass blocked. Here's Lafreniere left corner, stepping in front. Backhand shot blocked in front by Chernak. He still held his ground and stayed put and blocked the shot. Cirelli out of center ice. From the red line, he slips it in. Scoring chances, though, for the Rangers on that last shift. Over 4 minutes gone in the third, 3-1 Lightning. Miller to center. Feeds it across the blinds of Zibanejad. Back from Miller in the slot. A zigzag to the right circle. JT Miller at the right point. To Jones, left circle. High slide, Miller. Miller goes back to Zach Jones. Center point, Borgen. Shoots. Save Vasilevsky with a glove, and he holds on. Unfortunately for the Lightning, this third period is starting to unfold exactly how the second period went and the first half of the first period, where the Rangers are the ones applying pressure and getting looks. Understandable that they would be playing with higher urgency than the Lightning. The Lightning have far less at stake, but with the Lightning, you want to see them make plays that are there to be made. Get the puck out when you have a chance to get it out. Get it to the red line, get it in deep. Make it harder on the Rangers. Paul and Zibanejad, won by Zibanejad. Cooley feeds Jones, right point shot save, made Vasilevsky. Zibanejad left circle centering feed, skips through, and Braden Point will lift it out. Knocking down is Jones in the neutral zone. Left wing Will Borgen. To Zibanejad at center ice. He'll tap it in. Hedman after it. Puts it up the near board safely out to center ice, Braden Point. If he hurries a 3-on-2 here, Point across the one, left circle, Gensel. Gensel open. Gensel behind the net. Look to center for Kucherov, block. Gensel again. Right point Hedman. Victor Hedman holds. Deals it by the net, Kucherov. Kucherov collects. Kucherov, left circle, Gensel. He had a good look at the net, but he missed on the swing one-timer, and it's stolen and cleared by Zibanejad. A regroup here, Point for Kucherov. Across the New York line. Right circle, Jake Gensel. Right point to Kucherov. Kucherov angles center point. Left point, Perbix shoots. Save made Shesterkin with the glove. He'll take a whistle. Well, the Lightning would love to have more shifts like that where they're making the Rangers play defense. 14:40 left in the third. Lightning lead 3-1. Their 3 goals came in a 1-minute 45-second span in the first period. Power play goals from Kucherov and Point around the Yanni Gourde even strength goal. Gourde after this face-off against Sam Carrick. To the right of Shesterkin. Gourde does win it. Bjorkstrand high slot. Shoot, save Shesterkin. There's Carrick. Angling behind the net. Around the near boards, Carson Soucy. On the left side, Kreider. Got it out to center ice. Carrick is bumped by Gage Gonçalves. Perbix wins it back and backhands it in. Shesterkin guides it around the far boards. Brodzinski clears. Lilleberg traps it down at the red line. Short pass Gage Gonçalves. Skates to the red line and bobbles it in. Fox blocks it though and counters quickly. Adam Fox to center ice. Flipped this in from beyond the red line. And it came in on Vasilevsky. He'll glove it down. Shoves exchanged. 50. It is won by the Lightning. And McDonough flips it high in the air out to center ice. It's alive in the neutral zone. Kreider dumps it in. Chernak nudges it out. Picking it up is Vakanainen at center ice. Turns it up the middle. Braden Schneider bangs it in. Vasilevsky does well to stop it by the Lightning net. Leaves it for Chernak. He's under pressure from Kreider. Chernak needs some help here. Hedman provides it. Hedman has the puck in a stick. Little outlet for Zemgus Girgensons to center ice on the right wing, backhands it in. Glendening pursues on the forecheck in the near corner, but Schneider's on it first for Vakanainen. Little outlet, Sam Carrick to center ice, hands off to Perreault. Into the Lightning zone, ready for a change maybe, but he stays with it, the right circle. He gets checked, and Girgensons clears. This may be an icing. Let's see. Boy, they could have waved that off. They decided they didn't want to. It's like they were going to make up their mind. Unless the puck just completely stopped, they were calling icing on that. So the Lightning have tired guys stuck out there, unfortunately. 13-17 left in the third. They have a 3-1 lead. It's been the score since 3:16 of the second when Zibanejad scored in the power play. Trocheck and Paul to the left of Vasilevsky. Won cleanly by Trocheck. Fox center point. Right circle, Panarin. Shoot, save Vasilevsky. Didn't see the rebound at first. Now he does, and he covers. TV timeout. 13-11 left in the third. 3-1 Lightning on Lightning Radio.
Lightning fans, it's time to save big on Bubble Days at Bubble Down Car Wash. Wear your Tampa Bay Lightning gear Monday through Friday and get your car washed for just $5 all season long. Support your favorite team and keep your ride shining with this amazing deal. Clean cars, big savings, and unbelievable service. That's what makes us the bestest car wash in town. Get the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down. Bubble Down Car Wash, a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. As I've been doing for the last 20 years, still giving the best advice to Tampa Bay home sellers that need to sell their home fast. If you want an instant cash offer, if your home was flood damaged, if you're in a neighborhood and you're just ready to move on, DuncanDuo.com is the place to go. We're going to point you in the right direction, help you understand what insurance obligations you have, what a cash offer looks like, or what a traditional retail offer looks like, and so much more. Give you the best advice, the best terms, and the best marketing for your home at DuncanDuo.com.
It's hockey season, Tampa Bay.
Shoot, score! What a shot!
And Chick-fil-A would like to invite you to feed hunger lightning fast with catering. Order one of your favorite Chick-fil-A catering trays for the whole family today or the game. This season, spend less time worrying about meal prep and cleanup and more time sharing good times with friends and family. If winning game night is your goal, a Chick-fil-A catering tray is the right play for you. Order yours today through the Chick-fil-A app. Go Bulls!
Save it again by Vasilevsky!
This is Lightning Radio.
Well, we've just passed the first TV timeout of the third period. The Lightning maintain their 3-1 lead. Still probably too much time in their own zone, both in this period and in the game. Part of that is they've struggled in the circle. And the Rangers are a good face-off team, and they have one of the best in the NHL in Trocheck. Through two periods, face-offs were 22-13 New York. I think that advantage has continued here in the third with about the same percentage. Cirelli and Trocheck to the left of Vasilevsky. Puck not dropped. Cirelli wins it. McDonough in the Lightning far corner. Cranks it out. Bjorkstrand touches it in from the red line. Hagel after it on the forecheck, right circle. Hagel keeps it alive for Chernak, right point. He lost it, but it comes out of the zone. McDonough picks it up. McDonough, a little feed up the middle, blocked by Trocheck, dumps it in. McDonough checks him hard, and Cirelli turns it out. Over 7 minutes played in the third, 3-1 Lightning. Zach Jones, right wing for Trocheck, golfs it back in. Vasilevsky, the two Rangers bearing down on him, leaves it for Chernak around the near boards. Hagel out to center. Hands off Bjorkstrand, fumbles it. Fox on a counter, misses Panarin, and this is going to be an icing against the Rangers. They haven't had a lot of these tonight. In fact, I'm hard-pressed to remember another icing infraction the Rangers have had. If they had one, it came early in the game. Or at least in the first period, because we almost played 8 minutes of whistle-free hockey to start this game. So the Lightning send out Point, Gensel, and Kucherov. All three of these guys have 2-point nights. Draw to the left of Shesterkin, Trocheck, and Point. 12:33 remaining in the third. 50-50, the Rangers win it. It's a little less of a 50-50, more of a 60-40. Jones was able to grab it. He feeds it up the far boards for Lafreniere, now behind the net Fox. And the Rangers complete a change. Fox for Jones on the right wing. Bangs it out. Gensel couldn't get it away from Zibanejad off the Rangers bench. Zibanejad dumps it in. Zipping it out to center ice is Hedman, but it missed Kucherov. JT Miller on a counter to the Lightning end. Miller has room, takes a shot in the high slot. Save made by Vasilevsky, and he holds on. Well, one thing that has definitely happened tonight that has not been great for the Lightning defensively, they have backed off when the Rangers have brought it into the offensive zone, and they've given Ranger puck carriers room to shoot. Fortunately, Vasilevsky stopped all of those shots that have come his way, including that last one from Miller. 12:04 left. 3-1 Lightning. Paul and Zibanejad on the draw. To Vasilevsky's left. Won by Nick Paul. Hedman in the far corner. Pass stolen by Miller. Miller is immediately checked by Radish. He had Cooley open in front. Miller read that pass. Hedman has it back at the far boards. Zibanejad to keep right point. Find it at JT Miller. Miller. Right point, Braden Schneider. Center point, Vakanainen. Shoot! Save Vasilevsky with the glove, and he holds on. That was following a faceoff win, too, from Nick Paul. But Lightning kind of telegraphed the D to D, and Miller read it and stole it. That shot was going wide. I'm not sure the Rangers will get credit for a shot on net. But Vasilevsky stopped it. And Cooley was standing in front. He might have gotten a stick on that and had a deflection. Right, this faceoff on the other side. Vasilevsky's right. Glendening to take it against Johnny Brodzinski. Brodzinski is tossed, so Glendening lost the faceoff. Brodzinski took a shot at the left circle as Hoffman won that draw. Now behind that, Rempe tried to wrap around. Chernak cuts it off. Chernak has checked. This fourth line has played well for the Rangers tonight. Brodzinski a steal. At the left circle's drop pass taken away by Yanni Gourde. Out to Gergensen, center ice, backhands it in. Here is Zach Jones behind the net. On the far boards, he sends it. Glendening looks to block it. As Othman is battling, Othman wins it for the Rangers, goes cross ice for Rempe in the near corner. On the far side, Jones cranks it out, Othman to center. Brennan Othman, cross ice, Matt Rempe at center ice, dumps it in. Pervik's trying to chop it away. Yanni Gourde gets it out, Glendening to center. Glendening will flip this in. Over 9 minutes played in the third, 3-1 the Lightning lead. Urho Vakanainen behind the Rangers net. Steps up the middle as the Rangers get a change. Right wing Braden Schneider. Schneider to the red line, sweeps it in. Harder on Hedman, looks to deflect it out. With help from Hagel, it's out of the zone. Lightning would love a little up-ice time here with possession, but instead Schneider bangs it forward. Gabe Perreault across the line, ran into a poke check. Hagel turns it out, Cirelli to center ice, one-on-one against Vakanainen. Cirelli waits for help across the blue line, works it for Gage Gonsalves, right corner. He'll deal it cross ice, Hagel left corner. Left circle, Cirelli. Zips it back for J.J. Moser, right point. Moser backhands it deep on the Rangers net. Schneider jostling with Cirelli. 10-15 left. Here's Hagel, right corner. Behind the net, Cirelli trying to step in front. He gets checked, but following up Gage Gonsalves. Right circle, Hagel. Brandon Hagel. Center point, Moser. Shoot, save made. Rebound, Cirelli. Shoot, save again by Shesterkin. 2 in a row right there. Best shift in a while for the Lightning. Gonsalves behind the net. Left point, Hedman. Fires. Blocked in front. Might have hit Cirelli. He's okay. Sam Carrick will muscle his way out to center ice. At the end of a shift, he gains the red line, bangs it in. Under 10 to play, 3-1 Lightning. A couple of big saves there from Shesterkin to keep this game 3-1. J.J. Moser makes his way to center ice. Lifts this in. From beyond the red line, but no icing. Borgen in the Rangers near corner. It's checked by Kucherov. He gets a little help here, though, from Soucy, not out. Held in Chernak, a right point shot wide left. Rebound is gobbled up by J.T. Miller. Bounces it out to Zibanejad at center ice, back for Miller, and again, Mika Zibanejad. To the red line he steps. He's stripped by Point. Point in a puck battle with Zibanejad. Zibanejad forces it in, but McDonough jams it out to Point. Braden Point down the left wing. Across the Rangers line, pulls up left point. Slides to Kucherov, left circle. Kucherov fumbles it a bit. Passes to Dick Gensel, left corner. Left circle, Kucherov. Kucherov angles behind the net. Kucherov is being held by Cooley, and they get Cooley for a penalty. Right circle, Point on the drop pass. Takes a shot, saves Shesterkin. Lightning go on the Tico power play when we come back. 8:54 left in the third. They have a 3-1 lead on Lightning Radio.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Since 1889, the Tampa YMCA has been at the heart of our community, dedicated to inspiring health and well-being across Tampa Bay. The Tampa Metropolitan Area YMCA is committed to building healthy, confident, connected, and secure communities, meeting each individual where they are and helping them reach their most fulfilled life. Join us today and be a part of something bigger, the Y, where history meets hope and every day is an opportunity to grow. For more information on how to become involved, visit us at tampaymca.org. The Y, strengthening our community, one life at a time.
At Tampa Electric, we're proud to be your energy partner, and we're always looking for ways to better serve you. That's why we're modernizing our grid and equipment to deliver safe, reliable, and more affordable energy for the future. We also offer dozens of energy efficiency programs to help you save money and protect our environment. And we're upgrading our online customer account experience to make it easier to access and manage your information, because we're lighting the way to a smarter energy future. Learn more at tampaelectric.com/value.
This is Lightning Radio.
Lightning in the Tico power play for the third time tonight. They're 2 for 2 so far. Cooley in the box for holding at 11:06. Now, I will point out the Rangers lead the NHL with 15 shorthanded goals. One of those came against the Lightning in the first meeting. Down 2, if they have a chance to go on the attack here, they will look to do so. The Lightning have to be aware and ready for that. Trocheck and Point to Shesterkin's left. Bjorkstrand is out with the top unit, joining Gensel, Point, Kucherov, and Hedman. .50-50, and it's 1 for Hedman, right point. Right circle, Kucherov is stripped. Fox makes a steal. and flips it on his backhand on the far side of the lane for the ice. Zibanejad is lurking. Bjorkstrand has it first. Around the near boards, Nikita Kucherov directs for Braden Point. 1:43 in the power play. Point marches to the red line on the right wing. Drop past Kucherov. Lost the handle. Here's a lead chance. Zibanejad's got to break away alone. Off the crossbar. Vasi got a piece, and then it hit the crossbar. A horrendous turnover by the Lightning, allowing Zibanejad a short-handed breakaway. Now Kucherov the other way for Bjorkstrand, center point, loses Fox at the left side. Here's Trocheck short-handed into the Lightning zone left circle. Lightning back defensively. Put it high, slides Zibanejad off his stick. I just mentioned the Rangers have those 15 short-handed goals this year. Gensel up the middle at center. Across the line, Point, right circle. Right point, Kucherov. Kucherov is hounded by Trocheck. Kucherov tried to center it. It got taken away by Carrick. 56 on the power play. They do not credit the Rangers with a shot, so I guess it just went straight off the crossbar on that breakaway chance. Kucherov dumps it in. Yanni Gourde after it on the right corner. They'll lose Borgen. He clears. Clock down to 7:35 left. Lightning lead 3-1. Darren Radish up the middle. Lightning move left to right in the third. Now they credit the shot. So I think it was a save by Vasilevsky and then off the crossbar. Hagel to the red line. Flips it in and chases. Hagel's after it left circle. Having up Cirelli. They'll zip it to Paul, right circle. If Paul tried to center it, it gets blocked. And here come the Rangers again. Kreider out to center ice. Kreider chips it in and chases. But first to it is Yanni Gourde. Gourde will deal for Radish. 10 in the power play. Darren Radish. Drop past Cirelli. 7 minutes remaining. 3-1 Lightning. Cirelli's the penalty is almost up. Gets it across the line to Paul. Paul's the penalty is up. Deals to Gourde left point. Left circle Hagel. Brandon Hagel goes back to Yanni Gourde left circle. Right circle Paul open. Shoots. And a save to Sturkin. Rebound Gourde left circle. Left point Hagel. Oh, not a good pass. Stolen. Cooley try to spring it up the middle for Zibanejad, who was thinking breakaway, but Radish blocked that pass. Radish at the red line sends it in. Lightning have to get pucks deep right now. No cute plays up high in the offensive zone. Zach Jones to center ice. Left wing JT Miller. Feeds it up the middle. Lafreniere dumps it in. Gergensons after it in the far corner is checked. Miller a takeaway. Loft to McDonough behind the Lightning net. McDonough bangs it around the far boards. Gergensons checked by Panarin. Gergensons protects it in the far corner and slips for Chernak behind the net. Chernak has a little bit of room here on the right wing. He'll lift it out. Penalty